All right, we're expecting more people. So for those that are on the call right now, if this is the first session you're joining, I'd like you to please type a 1 in the chat. I want this session to be as engaging as possible. Type in a 1 in the chat if this is the first session. Or let's do it this way. Type in a 1 and please tell us the location you're joining from. Yeah? And trust me, there is a lot of awesome package you'll be expecting in this masterclass. Aside learning how to build an end-to-end API, pipeline, you would also be enjoying some discounts for being on this session. So type in a 1 if you are joining for the first time and your location, please. All right, I see people from Abuja. Okay, iPhone from Canada, Sarah from Port Harcourt, thank you. Engineer John from Lagos, Lami Esther from Abuja, Patience from Lagos, nice. Joseph from Lagos, Idris from Winnipeg, nice. Mayowa from Canada, Olubumi, Lagos. Nice, thank you very much. Welcome to this session again. Trust me, you're going to appreciate every moment you're going to be spending on this session. We have an awesome package for those of you that are interested in, okay, I both said it from Port Harcourt, thank you. For those of you that are interested in transitioning to tech, trust me, you are in the right place. We're going to make your journey as easy as possible. So transitioning into tech is something that a lot of people have tried doing on their own. And trust me, you can get there in another 3, 4, 5 years. But Tenalytics has been able to package our training program such that with clear mentorship, we're able to help you navigate your path and make it easier and make the journey a lot shorter for you. So let me share my screen quickly, and then we just get into the business of the day. All right, so the session we're having today basically is, first, we are going to show you real life how to build your first end-to-end data analytics pipeline as a data engineer. But before we proceed, let me just give you an interesting analogy about who a data engineer really is. So a data engineer at Tenalytics, we highlight or we align a data analytics with a plumber. Yeah, a plumber is someone that does all the drilling of water from the ground, then gets it to the reservoir or your tank, then lays all the pipeline that gets the water to the kitchen, to the bathroom, to every corner of the house. Yeah, before it is now used by people who are living in the house itself. So that's what a data engineer is. They source for the data, they dig the data, they build the infrastructure to make sure all of this data is stored in the right places where the data scientists and the data analysts now goes to pick that data and then use it for their decision making. In fact, for their own analysis and presentation for those technical and non-technical stakeholders that need them for their analysis. So in this masterclass, we are going to be showing you how to build an end-to-end data pipeline. Literally, we are trying to show you now how to connect a reservoir of data to your tank in the house, and then be able to use that for decision making. But we have a distinguished professional on this course by Efemina, who is going to take you through the journey. So I'm just doing a brief introduction. So for those who are joining us for the first time, I'd like to introduce Tenalytics. Yeah, Tenalytics is an edtech educational technology company, basically. We are helping Africans and people in the Black community to learn premium tech skills by lowering the entry barrier into tech. So our journey began in 2020, and then we noticed that there is this gap between, first, we noticed that there is a large gap between the amount of people in the Black community going into tech compared to other cultures, especially the Indians, and of course, the people in the West are the owners of this technology, and We're just trying to catch up with them. Also, we also noticed that there are some courses in the tech ecosystem where people can actually easily move into, yeah, without just all they need is proper mentorship. And that mentorship is what Analytics has added on to the training. So you can get training almost everywhere. Even by self-learning, you can do YouTube and all of that. But then you need some level of structure, some level of mentorship that helps you transition as quickly as possible. So that's what Analytics has been able to package. And for people that understand it, that knows the value, there are a lot of success stories that you'll be listening to and hearing later on in this masterclass. So our offerings, like I said, they are aimed to build capacity and um, um, understanding across different tech fields, including data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, which is our main focus here, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, power platforms, Scrum, cybersecurity. Yeah. So basically, these are courses that we've noticed that they are easy to learn. Their demand for them is very, very high. And of course, they are paying very well. They are high paying career paths that you could use to transition into tech. And again, our facilitators are from the best companies you can think of: Apple, Microsoft, McKinsey, Amazon, PwC. You'll be learning more about how our programs are actually structured later in this course. In this master class. Yeah. So you will see that most of our professionals, they come to teach you on weekends, but during the week, they are working in some of these companies. So they are bringing to your class the best of the best of the knowledge that they have, and of course, what's exactly trending in the industry. So by the time you're done with our programs, you're actually transitioning to become a full-fledged data scientist or data engineer or business analyst and ready to take on a job. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Efemina to introduce himself and, of course, drive the whole conversation moving forward. Thank you, Efemina.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much for that. Thank you so much for that, Olawale. Thanks a lot for that. Just go ahead to share my screen and we would start the session. We'll start the practical masterclass session. Okay. So thanks a lot for that, Olawale. All right. All right, so let's jump straight into the session today. My name is Ifemena Ipro, and I'm the co-founder of Tenalytics. Prior to my experience has spanned across different aspects of the data ecosystem. All right, so but one thing I like to start with this just to provide a base for most people that are looking to transition into the role of a data engineer. All right. So my first degree was in economics. It wasn't anything technical related. So I did economics, university. First job ever after university was the role of a management consultant. So I did management consulting for about 4 years. All right. And then, in the period where I was working as a management consultant, I was learning data. Okay. And I was able to transition into the role of, data analyst. And, over the years, I've worked data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, BI developer, so on and so forth. My role has covered so many other roles within the data ecosystem. What I do at the moment is I do more of data contracts, data analytics, data science contracts for businesses in the UK, US, and in Canada. I would show you those opportunities. Okay, they exist. Okay, where you can actually short-term projects. Okay, that these businesses are looking to launch. Okay, so they have projects, either it is a data transformation project or it's a data science initiative that they are trying to deploy within the organization. So I work with them and get them. So that's essentially what I do at the moment. So I work with businesses in the UK, in the US, and currently also in Canada. All right. So that's been my experience. And the last few parts of my experience has been me leading organizations. So worked with the post office of the UK, leading their data transformation project. Also the same thing with HISA in the UK. And that's been my experience so far. But one thing I like to buttress more on is the fact that I never did all the things I'm talking about right now. I did not do a single one of them. All right, was not done in university. I learned by myself. Okay, all right. I went through a curriculum. I went through a structured part. Okay, in order for me to get to where I am at this point in time. So, in terms of education, it's not relevant. All right. And that's the reason why we're going to be working on a case study today. All right. To walk you through the life cycle of a typical data engineering project. Okay. Just to provide you with the information that, okay, if I learn these things, I would get a job. I would likely, be able to transition into the role of a data engineer. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. All right. And I like to make this classes very interactive so that we are all learning from the whole process. It's not just me talking, all right? It's also you interacting and you getting an experience, a learning experience from the class itself, all right? So I know where you guys are joining in from, and I know some of you are just the first timers in the house, which is good, all right? All right, so um, how many of us, if you're interested in data engineering, all right, put a one in the chat. Let me see the guys I'm going to be focusing on today. All right. If you are looking to you want to become a data engineer, looking at getting a career in data engineer, put a one in the chat. Let me see. All right. Let's get started from there. Fantastic. Fantastic. I love the energy, guys. Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. Let's go. All right, that's good. I can see enough ones there, so I know I'm in the right place. All right, all right, fantastic. So let's jump straight into what we're going to be doing today. All right. Number one is going to be a practical session where I'm going to be walking you through how to build an analytical pipeline. Okay, when I say an analytical pipeline, we're going to be getting data from an API source. Okay, we're going to be using Python and SQL to build an ETL pipeline, extract, transform, and load. Okay. So we're going to be extracting data from the API source. And we're going to do a little bit of transformation, basically data cleaning, all right? Data restructuring. That's what we're going to be doing during the transformation stage. And we'll be loading it into a database. The database we're going to be using for this session is going to be PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL is an open source database architecture that you could use. It's free. You can easily download it and use it with your projects and all that. And last but not the least, Power BI will be connected directly to the database. I'll walk you through the analytical pipeline in a second, but that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Number two is we're going to be talking about the pathway to becoming a data engineer and securing a job. The pathway to becoming a data engineer and securing a job. As adults, we're not learning a new skill just for the fun of it. We are learning a new skill so that we can, earn better. We can earn more. We can earn in a different currency, whatever the case might be. All right, get flexibility in the way you work and so on. All right. We'd also be talking about remote full-time opportunity. A lot of people are looking to get remote jobs. Okay, we'd also be exploring remote full-time opportunity and tech relocation opportunity. So you want to relocate, you want to do that with your tech skills, we would explore that. Okay, we have a special offer for you. So if you wait to the end of the session, you'll get the recording of the session. Okay, if you wait to the end, you'll get the recording of the session. You will get also you'll get to hear about the special offer that we have for you. And last but not the least, you get to hear about the growth internship program that has helped a ton of our participants transition into the tech space. So if you wait to the end of the session, you have a lot of goodies awaiting you. You get the full recording of the session where you can actually get the recording and also build the projects by yourself. All right. You would also get to hear about a special offer we have for you. And last but not the least, the growth internship program. All right. So you want to wait to the end of the session. Okay. All right. So without wasting too much time, we'll go straight into the main practical of the session. Okay. So like I talked about the analytical pipeline we're going to be building. All right. We're going to be working with an API source today. API. All right. And the API source we're going to be working with is CoinCap. Okay. CoinCap. All right. So we're going to be getting data from CoinCap. All right. We're going to be using Python for the ETL process. ETL. Okay. We're going to be using PostgreSQL for our database, and we're going to be using Power BI for our analytical solution. Okay. So you see, it's a very interesting line. Okay. So right here, this here is our data source. Okay. This is the data source. And I'll talk more about that when we get to CoinCap. Okay. So we're going to be using Python for building our ETL pipeline. Okay. Our ETL pipeline, extract, transform, and load. All right. And also this PostgreSQL would be our database. All right. Will be our database. Okay. All right. And Power BI is our analytical solution. Okay. All right. Analytical solution. So essentially, you see this is end to end from point A to point Z. Okay. End to end analytical pipeline. Okay. Some people saying no sound, you're not audible. Can you guys hear me well? If you can hear me well, type yeah in the chat. So put a yeah in the chat if you can hear me well, please. Yeah. Let's go. So it's not Damis, it's just a few people. Olawa, please confirm that you can hear me loud and clear also. So I'm sure that people can hear me very well.
Loud and clear, I can hear you.
Loud and clear, fantastic. So I'm guessing those people have internet issues or whatever the case might be. All right, let's go. So that's exactly what we're going to be building today. This is literally what we're going to be talking about today. So let's start first of all with CoinCap, okay? The API source, okay? And I'm going to be bringing up my browser so we can also take a look at it ourselves. All right. So you can just use any browser. I'm going to be using Google Chrome, okay? So cryptocurrency data through CoinCap API 2.0. So CoinCap, basically, we all know, we've heard about Coinbase. Okay, so CoinCap basically is an API. Okay, let me just click. So once you get the material, you'll get access to all the links that I have here. So I've made it very easy for you. So all you need to do is you see click here to access. So click here. It's going to take you straight to CoinCap. Okay. So this particular page contains the documentation, all the things you need to know about CoinCap itself. Okay, CoinCap itself. All right. So basically, let me just go to introduction, okay? So you see it here, CoinCap is useful is a useful tool for real-time pricing and market activity for over 1,000 cryptocurrencies, okay? So you see the website itself. If I go to Coinbase, for example, at the moment, okay? I go to Coinbase. So I know cryptocurrency is banned in Nigeria, but it doesn't matter, okay? We'll talk about it's just you building the ETL pipeline, okay? All right. So if you go to places like Coinbase, you go to places like Binance, you go to places like you go to your all these trading sites, okay, where you have all these numbers, the trading, how much is Bitcoin, how Bitcoin is going up and down, okay? You see it on the web page itself, okay? I'm trying to see how I can actually get to the main page itself, okay? Okay, fantastic. So you see it here. You see the Bitcoin, you see the price, you see the charts, you see the change, you see the market capitalization, you see the volume, you see the trade. All right. This thing is updated in real time. Okay. These numbers, you'll see it is fluctuating. It is going up, it is going down, it is going up, it is going down, and so on and so forth. The same thing for Ethereum, Feder, you see the same thing for XRP and all that and all that. Okay. But now, the key thing is this is the front end. This is what you see. This is what we are seeing, the two of us, everybody on the call. You can see this, all right? You can see the numbers going up and down. You can see the fluctuations and all that. But where is this data coming from? The key thing is the back end of these numbers here you see. Where is it coming from? Okay? Where's the back end of this coming from? It's coming from an API. Okay? It's coming from an API. So it's coming from an API, essentially. So this API, CoinCap, is useful for real-time pricing and market activities for over 1,000 cryptocurrencies. All right. So essentially, majority of the sites that would use that would that would have real-time analysis of crypto prices and all that. Okay. All right. They are connected to an API, okay, that is giving them that input in real time. Okay. So essentially, what we are trying to do today is build our own platform that will be extracted directly from this API. So we don't want to go to even want like say we are building our own platform, our own cryptocurrency platform. Okay, let's say we call it Tenalytics Crypto. Okay, all right, that's our name of our cryptocurrency company, Tenalytics Crypto. Okay, so we don't want to be coming to Coinbase to be checking what the price is at the moment. Okay, we don't want to be coming to crypto Coinbase, or we don't want to be going to other platforms like Binance to be asking what is your price right now. Okay, we want to extract data from the source itself. The sources that is feeding other platforms, we want to get the data directly from the source. CoinCap is a useful tool for what? Real-time pricing and market activities for over 1,000 cryptocurrencies. Okay, so that's exactly what we're trying to do. So we want to connect to CoinCap API, okay, and extract the data, okay, from CoinCap and make it available for people within our own organization. Okay. And the name of our organization is what? Tenalytics Crypto. Can somebody write Tenalytics Crypto in the chat? Let's see that we are all in the same business together. All right. Put in Tenalytics Crypto that we are going to build our own cryptocurrency company today. All right. Fantastic. I love you guys, honestly speaking. All right. Tenalytics Crypto is the name. All right. So let's get it started. So Coinbase, CoinCap is the API source that has real-time pricing of cryptocurrencies. Okay. And essentially, that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Okay. We're going to be coming to this, we're going to be getting this API, and we're going to be extracting data from this API for our own analytical purpose. Okay. I love you guys. Keep it coming. Okay. So let's get started. Okay. That's the CoinCap. So CoinCap, we know what it stands for. This is an API source that stores real-time data, okay, of cryptocurrencies, okay? All right. So now the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at Python. Obviously, you need Python to perform the analysis that we're going to do, or the pipeline that we're going to be building today is going to be done with Python. All right. So the link here also will take you to a YouTube page, all right, that we have created to show you how to download and install. Sorry, I don't know what that is. Okay. So all right. So click on the link. It's going to take you to this page, how to download and install Anaconda. Okay, how to download and install Anaconda. All right. So basically, the link on the page is going to take you to this YouTube page or this YouTube link that will show you how to download and install Anaconda, basically Python for the project that we're going to be working on. So like I said, all you need to do is listen. Okay, you'll get the materials. You get the materials, you get the video recording, so you can actually build your own, you can work on this project yourself. All right. The whole idea is for you to be able to replicate this project at the end of the session. So, like I said, the first thing we're going to be working with is getting data from CoinCap. I've explained CoinCap already. You also need Python. The link is there for you to download and install Python on your system. The next thing that we need also is PostgreSQL. So if you click on the link also, it's going to take you to a YouTube page that will walk you through how to download and install PostgreSQL. Okay, PostgreSQL. So everything is available for you. Okay, all you need to do for this session is literally just to listen. All right, it's literally just to listen. All right. Next thing now is the project workflow. Let's talk about the workflow, what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so this is the API source. Okay, CoinCap that stores crypto prices, crypto fluctuations, market capitalization, everything about cryptocurrencies, essentially real-time data. Okay, so that's the data source. Okay, this is the data source, CoinCap. But we're getting data from here. We're getting the data from CoinCap. All right, we are doing what we call data ingestion and transformation, and we're going to be working with Python. All right, we're going to be working with Python and SQL, okay, to build what we call the ETL pipeline. So you see this ETL, all right? Extract is the first thing that we need to do. So the data currently exists in CoinCap, correct? The data currently is in CoinCap, is in the CoinCap API, okay? It's in the CoinCap API. So the data is here, but we need to extract the data from here. We need to extract the data from the API, okay? All right. We also need to transform the data. We'd also need to transform the data. Okay. So when you say transform, basically it means data cleaning. Okay. You're trying to clean the data. All right. You're trying to data cleaning and data structuring. So the structure in which the data comes in is very important. So we need to do a bit of structuring. So transformation, we're doing data cleaning, and we also do data restructuring. Let's put it as restructuring. All right. The last but not the least, after extracting the data, after transforming the data, the next thing is to load the data into a data warehouse. Okay, into a data warehouse. And the data warehouse we're going to be using is PostgreSQL. Okay, all right, PostgreSQL. And last but not the least, we'll now do what? Connect Power BI. Okay, we'll connect Power BI to this database in order for us to build a dashboard. Okay, in order for us to build a dashboard. Okay, so that's, like I said, and to end. All right. So the data currently is in the API source. We're going to be doing extraction and transformation, okay, using Python and SQL. We'll load it into a database and connect Power BI to the database for analytical and reporting purposes. Okay. Do you guys understand what we're trying to do today? Do you guys understand? Put a 1 in the chat if you understand the process of what we're doing today. All right. All right. Fantastic. Let's go to cover. So it's going to be an interactive like this. I'll be asking you questions and I want you guys to follow alongside with me today. Okay? Follow alongside with me. All you need to do is listen, guys. All you want to do in this class is listen. All right. So if you don't have any experience doing this, it's fine. If you have a little bit of experience, it is fine. If you are a complete novice, it is fine. You're in the right place. And I'll walk you through. All you need today is just to listen, to be honest with you. All right. So I'm going to start from the basics, okay? All right. I'm going to start from the basics, the standpoint, okay? All you need to start with. All right. So I'm going to go straight to my browser. I'm going to close this. I don't need this. I'll keep this open so that I would explain some concepts about APIs and all that with you. All right. So I'm going to go to the home page. This is Jupyter Notebook. This is the platform I'm going to be using Python from, okay? So I'm going to create a new file, okay? I'm going to create a new file, all right? And I will call this, okay, the name of our business is Tenalytics Crypto, okay? Tenalytics Crypto. Okay, that's the name. I'll just call it Tenalytics Crypto. So basically API to Power BI. Okay, that's the project we want to work on. Okay, I'll put it as project. Okay, so I'm just renaming the file. You can see it's rename notebook. I'm just renaming it. So I gave it the name of the business that we call Parcel Analytics Crypto. Okay, and we have an API. The name of the project that we're working on is API to Power BI. Okay, project API to Power BI project. I'll click on rename. So okay, so I have a wanted character in there. So rather than a semicolon, I'll just put an underscore, okay, and I'll rename. So you see it here, this is the name of the file now. Instead of untitled, okay, instead of untitled, okay, this is the name of the file currently. So I'm going to be breaking down this in steps so that you understand it a lot better, okay? So I'm going to be breaking down this in steps. So this I have as step 1. I'll say step 1. Okay. Step 1. Step 1 basically is to import necessary libraries. Okay. All right. Libraries. So Python is a programming language. Python is a programming language. Now, Python allows you to do so many things at the same time. Okay. So you see a web developer. The web developer would use Python for building the backend infrastructure of a website. Okay, Python. You could use Python to build the backend of a website. Okay, a data scientist would use Python to build machine learning models. Okay, all right. The data scientist, the data engineer also would use Python for this pipeline that we want to build today. But you see, what makes Python a very unique application is the fact that you can use it for so many things because of what we call libraries. So you see, the web developer building the backend infrastructure of a website would use Python, would use a library called Django to build the backend of a website. Okay. The data scientists that want to build a machine learning model in Python would use another library called scikit-learn. Would use libraries like TensorFlow to build, machine learning models, deep learning models. Okay, using the same Python. All right. Now the data engineer would also use their own library to perform, data extraction, data ingestion, data transformation, and so on and so forth. All right. So that's basically, the beauty of using Python because it allows you to, it's very flexible, first of all, very flexible in terms of its use, and also it allows you to do a versatile number of things, using what we call libraries, okay? All right, so the one we're going to be working with, first of all, I'm going to say, that's step 1, import necessary libraries. All right, so I'm going to come here and I would say import pandas, okay? So we're going to be using pandas first of all as PD, okay? All right. And we'll also be doing what? Import requests, okay? Import requests. So now pandas, would use pandas. Let me just put it here for you guys to remember. Would use this for data transformation, okay? All right. And for requests, would use this for how would I put it? What do I want to write there? Request is for establishing, okay, connection with the web, okay, or in this case, API, okay. All right. So we use requests to connect to, have this conversation with a web application, all right, either a web page or either a website or using APIs like we are doing at the moment, okay. My sound is mute. I'm not sure why you guys are hearing this. Okay. All right. So so pandas for data transformation, request to establish a connection with the web application or an API. So today we're going to be working with an API called CoinCap. Okay. All right. So essentially, if I go back to CoinCap now, the webpage CoinCap, this is the documentation that tells you everything you need to know about CoinCap API. Okay. Everything about CoinCap API. So if I scroll down, okay, I scroll down, all right, you'll see this will tell you exactly the get aspect of where you have get. So basically, if you want to extract the data from the API, all right, you're going to be working with the get aspect of the API. Okay, so get allows you to extract, to connect, and also to extract data from the API. All right, so the link is there. Okay, so you see api.coincap.io/v2/assets. All right. So this allows you to extract the data from the API source. Okay. So basically that's where this link is what we need in order for us to access the API source, in order for us to access the API source. All right. So I'm going to click on copy. I'm going to copy the link. All right. This link that I have here, you see there's a copy link there. Click on that to copy the API link. All right. I'm going to go back to my Python notebook. All right. And I'm going to write URL equals to open quotation mark because it's a web application, because I'm trying to connect to the API via the web, via a web, via a browser, essentially. Okay. So I need to put in the HTTP. Once you're on any website, okay, you will have HTTPS, / this. Every website has that. Every single website, all right, as the HTTPS. Okay. So essentially, that's what I want to write here. So I'm just going to write HTTPS semicolon and /. Just basically, that's literally all I need. Okay. I've copied the link already. This particular CoinCap, the api.coincap.io v2 assets. That's all I need. So that thing I copied, I'm just going to press Control V. Okay, I'm going to press Control V, and you see the link is there. That link I copied is there. The only thing I wrote is HTTPS semicolon q / then the link I copied from the website itself. Okay, so this is the URL. This is what I need in order for me to access this particular API. So like I mentioned earlier, somebody's asking what is API. I talked about the reason of how API is being used. Okay, so I'm going to go over it in just a few seconds again. All right. So if you go to platforms like Coinbase at the moment, you would see the prices of Bitcoin, you see the price, the chart, the change, the market capitalization, the volume of transaction in the last 24 hours. So you see all these numbers. All right. But now the key question you need to ask yourself, you go on Binance also. You would also see the same numbers on Binance. You go to other platforms that are selling cryptocurrencies, you would see the prices there. But now, those prices, where are they coming from? Where did these prices come from? Do you think they are just on the website? Do you think they just appear on the website? So if you go to a live platform, that will show you real time how these things are traded. I need to create an account. I don't have an account with this. Basically, if you go to the live platform that shows you how everything goes up and down, how up and down and everything, real time, you can see it in real time. If Bitcoin is increasing in price, you can see the increase in real time. It is increasing in price. The key question is, where is these numbers? Where are they getting these numbers from? Okay, the numbers are coming from what we call an API. Okay, all right. So in order for you to see all these numbers in real time, okay, these numbers are coming from the API, API. All right. So you see, that's where data engineers come in, okay, for these organizations and every organization at large, okay, where you can actually extract data from an API source real time, okay, and use it for informed decision within the organization. All right. So basically, for now, we are trying to create our own cryptocurrency organization. We call it Tenalytics Crypto. Okay. We call it Tenalytics Crypto. That's the name of our cryptocurrency company. All right. So if we are creating our own business, cryptocurrency business, do we go to CoinCap? Do we go to Coinbase to check the price of Bitcoin? Do we need to go to Coinbase to check the price of Bitcoin? We don't need to do that. All right. Do we go to Binance to check the prices of Bitcoins and so on and so forth? We don't need to do that also. All right. So what we'll do within an organization like Analytics Crypto is there's API sources like CoinCap that stores this information in real time. Like I said, that's the first thing you read. CoinCap is a useful tool for real-time pricing and market activities for over 1,000 cryptocurrencies. So if we are creating our own business, I don't need to go to Coinbase to check the price of crypto. I don't need to go to Binance to check the price of buying, of crypto on Binance. I will just use this API to extract real-time data from the API and use it within my application. All right. So these applications exist so that you can also build your own platform essentially. All right. So URL, you have the HTTPS. Like I mentioned, this is just you trying to connect to the API via the web. And that's the reason why you need to put this in front. All you need to do is copy and paste the link that we copied earlier. So when you get to you see the link there, I'll copy it and paste. That's all you need. So I'm going to run this, okay? Now I'm going to just go ahead. So you don't need to be a Python expert. All you need to just do is enjoy the process of what we're trying to build today. Enjoy the process, understand the process, and enjoy the process. So now response, I'm going to say response equals to request. So you see this request that we brought in, the library that we used. I'm going to use it now to access the URL. Okay? I'm going to use it to access the URL. Okay? And I will say print response. So you see exactly what it's going to give us. Okay? All right. So requests. Okay. Okay. Request.get URL. Okay. To do the response. The spelling of my response is wrong. Okay. All right. So response is 200. That means it's okay. So you could always come here and just say API response. Okay. All right. So whenever you see 200 means it's perfect. Okay. Uh, when you see 200, 200 is perfect. 200 is great. 200, that means it's working perfectly. All right. So you see all this here. Okay. So you see status code 200 means okay, indicates that the request has succeeded. 201 means it's created. 202 accepted. So, but you see 404 is one that is 404, not found. So you see when you're trying to access a website and the website writes 404 on the screen, it basically means that that particular website, in terms of the API, in terms of the web application itself, it's not found. Okay. So you see, you would have seen things like this before. Okay. But you really don't know what it means. So, but when you see 200, okay, it means everything is okay and good to go. Okay. So that's the reason why I printed the response to know my response, my API, is it working well? Is the API working well? So once I can see 200, I know that, okay, fantastic, which indicates that the request has succeeded. So now my request to the API, the CoinCap API that I created, has succeeded. If I put in something funny like assetting, okay, I change the URL to assetting, okay, and I run it, you see I'll get response as 404. It means that this is wrong. The URL, something is wrong with the URL. Okay, all right. Well, once I change it back to assets, okay, all right, and I run it again, you see I get 200, basically telling me that the request has succeeded essentially. All right. So that's basically what we're doing. Okay. So once we see that, okay, I'm going to now say that response data, okay, response data equals to response, all right, dot JSON, okay, and I'm going to open the bracket and close the bracket. So first of all, I will show you how the response data looks like, okay, response. So I'm just going to copy this, okay, not wasting too much time. All right. So you see now, just a few lines of code. So when they say something is technical, it is technical, it is this, it is that. All right. We are trying to access the API. For people that have, looking to transition into the data engineering space, and you hear people say, oh, I needed to extract data from an API source, I needed to transform it, I needed to load it. When they're talking about this, it looks so technical. Like this person is the smartest person in the world. But you see, in just 3 lines of code, first of all, the first line is just to assign the URL for the API source. The next thing is to get the data from the API source. So you see this get basically is going into the web, is going into the API and extracting data. All right. Now the data that was extracted, how does it look like? So now I'm using a JSON file. So JSON basically, let me write it there. JSON basically a JSON files are what we called semi-structured data. Okay, semi-structured data. Okay. So what's a semi-structured data? I would explain it to you for beginners. All right. So for beginners that have never seen what a semi-structured data looks like, essentially. So we have 3 types of data. Number one, we have structured data. Okay, structured data. That's number one. Number two, we have semi-structured data. Semi-structured. Okay. All right. And number three, we have unstructured. Okay. All right. So as a data engineer, you need to understand all 3 types of data. Okay. So we have the structured data. Let's start with structured data. Structured data basically means tabular data. Tabular data. Tabular data means any data that is in a table. Okay. So basically, you see all those tables when you open Excel today after the session. If you ever used Excel before, you'll see an Excel is like a table. It has rows and it has columns. Okay. So anything that has what we call columns, okay. So people will say it's column. All right. I'm not sure how that works. Okay. And we have rows. Okay. It is basically a tabular data. So you have rows and column. It's a table. Okay. That is what we call structured data. Semi-structured data, okay, is like what we call a JSON file, okay? And typically, how does it look like? Let me show you. This is exactly how it looks like. It is structured, but it's not in a table. It is structured, but not in a table. So you see this JSON, this is a JSON. So you see its ID is Bitcoin. It is structured, but it's just that it is not in a table. So I can easily see that ID is Bitcoin. Rank is 1. Symbol is BTC. The name is Bitcoin. Okay. Supply is about 1 point something million. All right. The maximum supply is about 21 million or something like that. Market capitalization USD. This is the price. Volume USD in the last 24 hours. This is it. Price USD, the change percent, the volume, and so on and so forth. So you see, it is structured. I can actually just if you tell me, okay, what is the market capitalization for Ethereum? I can easily just look at this and see market capitalization USD, and I'll tell you. So it is structured, but it's just that this structure is not in the table. Okay, this structure is not in the table. All right, it's just that this is not in a table. That is the reason why it is called a semi-structured. So it is structured. If I tell you to look for, if I tell you to, let me see. Okay, so if I scroll down, okay, so if I tell you now, this is theta, okay, theta, okay, so tell me now, what is the symbol for theta? Would you know what the symbol for theta is if I should ask you? Okay, what is the symbol for Tether? Would you know? Let me put it in the chat if you know what the symbol for Tether would be. Fantastic, USDT. Exactly. So all you need to do is just look down the line and you see symbol is USDT. It's as simple as that. It's structured. It's just that it is not in a table. Okay. So majority of the time, most web applications would use JSON files. They use JSON. All right. They use JSON. So as a data engineer, you'll be working a lot with JSON file. You'll be working with files like CSV files. You'll be working with files like JSON, CSV, and my head is black at the moment. But essentially, you'll be working with files like this. So the reason semi-structured basically is just say it is structured, but obviously it is not in a table. All right. But you see the likes of unstructured, okay, it's basically this one, no structure, okay, like a picture, okay, a photograph. You take a picture at the moment, okay, a selfie, okay, that picture can never, okay, the picture that you take, okay, cannot be put in a table, okay. You can't put a picture in a table. You can't say a picture. How do you divide a picture into rows and columns? It's impossible. It's possible, but you see, it's a picture on its own is not. It's not. You know, you can't put a picture into rows and column. All right. Stuff like audio. Okay, audio files. Okay. Stuff like what else? Audio file, text. Okay. Video recording. So you see this Zoom call currently. The Zoom call that we're having at the moment is recorded. So that video, how do you put that video into rows and column? It makes no sense. You can't do that. Okay. So that's what we call unstructured data. So essentially, this JSON that we just did is what falls under what we call semi-structured. Okay. Semi-structured. All right. And that's essentially what we're going to be looking at the next few seconds. Okay. So pardon me, let me clean up my screen. So all right, let's continue. So this is in a JSON file. So it is structured. This is semi-structured, but this is not what we're going to be working with. And this is where number 2 comes in play. So we've done our extraction. So you see how easy it is to do your extraction. Not easy, I won't say it's easy. All right. But you see what we just needed to do in order for us to extract the data from the API. So currently we've extracted data from the API. Okay, so you see all the data. You've seen Bitcoin price, you've seen Bitcoin, you've seen Ethereum, all right, you've seen Tether, you've seen Binance Coins, BNB, all right, you've seen Solana. So this is real time. This is data from the API, real time, okay, that we've extracted. So now step 2, all right, step 2, all right. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to add more cells on that so I can always see what I'm doing, show you what I'm doing. So step 2, all right. Step 2 is to restructure, okay? Or let's just call it transformation. Transformation, okay? So essentially, we're going to be doing what we call restructuring, okay? Restructuring and data cleaning, okay? All right? So that's what we're going to be doing, step 2. So currently, it is in a semi-structured format, and we want it to be in a structured format. So that's step 2. What we want to do now is transformation. Transform this into a table. How do we do that? Very easy. I'll show you how to do it in a few seconds. So I'm going to say df, or let's say data, okay? Data equals to pd, which is pandas, dot json, all right? Underscore normalize, okay? And I'll pass in response data. This is the data. This is the data currently. This is the JSON file. This is the JSON data, response data. All right. So this is the data I want to normalize. All right, comma. Then I'll just put data in there. Okay. And I'll say data dot add. Okay. Open and close bracket. And I'll press run it. Okay. So you see, the data currently was in JSON format. Okay, the data was in JSON format when we extracted it from the API. The data was in JSON format. Okay, but now from this JSON format, we needed to make it into a table because with this JSON format, we can't really do too much. We can do all right, but we can't do too much because we are trying to take it into a database. Okay. So now with this, you see, currently looking at this, your ID is Bitcoin, rank is one, symbol is Bitcoin, name is Bitcoin, and so on and so forth. So see it here now. ID is Bitcoin, rank is one, symbol is BTC, the name is Bitcoin, supply, max supply, market capitalization, and so on and so forth. So now it is now in a table. We transformed it from a JSON format, okay, into a tabular format. So which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the JSON or the tabular format? Let me ask you guys. All right, which one would you prefer? Tabular. It's easier for you to see, it's easier for you to conceptualize. So if it's instead of, when I asked you the question earlier, okay, what is the symbol for this? You would need to look at everything first before you get to what you're looking for. But now it's easy for you to see. All right. It's easier for you to see the name, the supply, the max supply, and everything at a glance. All right. So that's exactly the restructuring that we are talking about. This is the restructuring that we are talking about. All right. But now, this is where data cleaning comes in play. Okay, data cleaning comes in play. So if I put in data.info, all right, this table, this tabular data, this data is my tabular data. Okay, so if I say data.info, it's going to give me the data type. Okay, it's going to give me a full description. I'll put it there for you. Full description. Okay, full description of the data sets. Okay, full description of the data. So you see currently ID, you have 100 non-null, meaning that there is no missing value. All right, indicating that there are no missing values. You see rank also, rank 100 non-null. All right, symbol 100 non-null, name 100% non-null. So meaning that they don't have any missing values. So, when you hear about missing values, missing values, missing values in your data, all right? So basically you can see there. But you see max supply, you have 55. Something is wrong. From this, just looking at this, I can tell you, you have only 55 non-null. Basically, you mean 55 that are not missing. 55 data points that are not missing. Okay? So you also see VWAP 24 hours, 97. So 3 is missing. Explore, we have 98, which is also 2 is missing. So over here, we have 45 that is missing. All right. Over here, we have 3 data points that is missing. Over here, we have 2 data points that is missing. Does it make sense? All right. Does it make sense, guys? Do you understand how we're able to deduce how we have missing data based off these numbers that we have here? All right. So you see, we have 100. Everything has been 100, 100, 100, 100. But all of a sudden, the max supply is now 55. Okay. You know that something is wrong here. Everything has been 100, but this is now 55. Okay. Market capitalization 100, 100, 100, 100. VWAP 24 hours is what? 97. So you know something is wrong there. Explore also is 98. So you've been having 100 all through, okay? All of a sudden you see the numbers that don't correlate with 100. It indicates that there are missing values in there. There are missing values in there. All right? So does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Do you understand what we're trying to do? So now this is where you now start to do what we call data cleaning. Okay, you have to deal with missing data. That's where you now have to start to deal with what we call missing data. You can take a look at this. You can see max supply. You see you have none, none. So these are the missing data. So you see max supply, you have 55 non-null. So basically you have 55, you have 45 of these none. All right, you have 45 of nuns, all these nuns. Okay, so they are missing. You don't know what they are. Okay, The API is not giving it to you. So how would you know? Okay. So we need to treat that missing that data. We have to treat it essentially. We have to treat it. We have to make it good to make it look good. Okay. All right. So that's what we have to do. That's one other thing that we need to do. So number one is we need to work on missing data. Number one is we need to work on missing data. Okay. Number two is we also need to check out the data type. The data type. Okay. Now take a look at this. Okay. Maximum supply. You see this, what you see here as object. Anytime you see object, it basically means categorical data. Okay. Categorical data. Okay. Well, now look at max supply. Max supply currently. Max supply, should it be categorical or should it be categorical or numerical? Okay. So now the key question now is max supply, should it be categorical or numerical? Should this max supply be categorical or numerical? Let's take a look at it in the table. So look at max supply. Look at max supply at this point in time. Max supply, okay? It's a number, but it is coming in here as everything is an object. Everything is object. Everything is an object at the moment. All right. So you see, this max supply shouldn't be an object. It shouldn't be categorical. For people that are just starting and don't know the meaning of categorical. So when you say something is a category, categorical data. When you say something is categorical data, it basically means representation in groups. Okay. All right. So take for example, gender. Gender is a category. So it's either you are male, okay, or female. All right. Now, the next thing is another category is car. Car is another category. It's either you're driving a Toyota, okay, you're driving a Benz, okay, or you're driving a, what do you call it, Honda, okay, or you're driving a Bentley, okay, all right. So you see, these are all groups. These are all groups. Gender, these are all categorical data. Okay, so it's likes of ID, for example, is either Bitcoin or is it a Bitcoin, all right, or Ethereum, all right, or whatever cryptocurrency it is. Okay, also the same thing with symbol, they are all categories. Name, all categories. But when you now get to places like supply, okay, when you get a place like supply, supply is a number, okay, it's supposed to be number, but it's telling you that it is categorical. So when it was coming in, it is coming in as a categorical data. Number also, max supply is also coming in as a categorical data. So you see, as data engineers, you also need to look at the quality of the data that is coming in. So currently there is a mismatch somewhere. Okay. So when you have max supply, that should be a number or supply, okay, it is coming in as an object. Okay, supply should be a number, should be numerical, but it is coming in as an object. Max supply is coming in as what? As a number, but it's supposed to be, it's coming in as an object, which is categorical data. The same thing with market capitalization. These are all numbers. So if you go to CoinCap, you see it, they are showing us numbers. These are numbers. These are not categorical. These are actual numbers. Okay, so we need to be able to look at these numbers. We need to transform the data. So when you are talking about ETL, when you're talking about the ETL pipeline, you're trying to build an ETL pipeline. So you see the extraction, the E, which stands for extraction, okay, is literally for you to just ingest the data, bring it, wherever it used to be. You're trying to bring it into your own space. So initially, the data was in CoinCap. We extracted the data from CoinCap and we brought it into our Python environment. Okay. So now the next phase is transformation. So you see this transformation, this is where the work starts. Okay. All right. Now we've taken a look at what we saw that we have some missing data. Just by doing this, we saw that we have some missing data. So we need to deal with this. We need to deal with the missing data. Another thing that we saw is everything is coming in as an object. And what did I say objects are? Objects are categorical data, categorical. Okay, categorical. Okay, all right. So everything is coming as categorical. But stuff like max supply, market capitalization, volume 24 hours. These are, price USD, change percent, volume. These are all majorly numerical data. These are supposed to be numerical. Okay, these are numerical. So you can easily do your calculations. Okay, max supply yesterday, max supply today. Was there a reduction? All right, was there an increase or was there a reduction? You want to be able to calculate all those things. So you need numbers. You don't need category. You need numbers so that you can see, was there an increase from yesterday or was there a decrease? Okay, so basically that's what you need. You need to convert. Now, the key thing now is to convert, categorical, all right, convert categorical data to numerical. So you see all these ones are supposed to be numbers, all right, that are coming in as objects. We need to convert them from category to numerical. So that's transformation. So now we've looked at data type, okay? Data type to do that transformation, all right? And that's exactly what we're going to be looking at in the next few seconds. So just give me a second. All right, just because of time, I'm not going to be I'm not going to be typing out my code anymore. I have it on the screen somewhere, so I'm just going to be copying and pasting it while explaining the whole process of what I am doing. All right. So first thing is dealing with missing values. Okay, so I'll come here with markdown. So the next thing is I'll put 4. Okay, step 4, step 3 actually. Step 3, is that step 3? Yes, step 3. Okay, dealing with missing data. Okay, step 3. So basically, the 3 columns that have missing data. Okay, the 3 columns that have missing data. Okay, I'm just going to change this to data. Okay, and also this to data, and also this to. I'm just going to copy this rather. Okay. Okay. Boom, boom. So this is my data I'm trying to adjust. So basically, you see the data that you have there, dealing with the missing data. All right. So for max supply, okay, max supply, you have max supply. You see here, max supply is 55. So there are currently 55 missing, 45 missing data in here. So we're trying to achieve 100. 55 is correct. 45 is nowhere to be found. Okay, it's not available. All right, hence the reason what we're doing. Okay, sorry, before I do that, okay, all right, I will need to do one step before this, okay? I'll change it to markdown. So this will be my step 4, actually, okay? Step 3, sorry. Okay, step 3. Okay, so this one would be converting. I'll convert first, convert data, okay, categorical data into numerical data. All right. So that will be the first thing I will do first. Apologies for that. All right. So essentially what I'm going to do is just to convert the data from categorical to numerical. And that's exactly what I've explained earlier. Okay. So that's a key feature that we need to do in order for us to convert the data into categorical and numerical data. All right. So what I did is just to define a function. Okay. All right. So basically, it's going to look at the data and it's going to convert it into the desired, the desired outcome. So this function basically is going to look at the data sets, look at the column, confirm the data type, and convert it exactly into what I want to do it. All right, so I'm just going to copy everything and voila. All right, so I'm going to change this to data, convert this and this, then convert data to. Okay, so I'll run this. All right. So now if I put data.info now, okay, so with these lines of code I just wrote, okay, basically it converts, you see, the rest of them to float. Okay, float data type, float data type. So essentially what I did is just a function. Okay, so we have there's a way you can create a function in Python that will do your work for you, essentially the stuff you want to do, rather than doing it manually or trying to do them one after the other. You can actually create a function that would automate in the process of you doing everything. So this is the function I created: convert columns to data types. Okay, convert columns to data type. All right, and these are the parameters I give to the code base. Okay, so what I'm doing now is column data types equals to open brackets in parentheses. So rank that I see here should be a number. Rank should be a number. So looking at this also, looking at the table, rank is a number, not a category. All right. So if I want to find the top five, it's easy for me to just say greater than or equals to five. Okay, less than or equals to five. I can easily just do the top ranking, top ranking Bitcoin cryptocurrencies. All right. So rank, you see here, should be an integer. Okay, should be a number. Okay. And market capitalization, the rest of them that we talked about, that's exactly what we have there. Supply, float, max supply, float, market capitalization USD, float, volume USD, 24 hours, also float, price USDT, float, and so on and so forth. For now, for the beginners in the house, might look at this and say that, which one is integer, which one is float? Does anybody know the difference between integer, all right, and a float? Does anybody know the difference between an integer and a float? Let me see. Does anybody know the difference between an integer and a float? Fantastic. Judith said, fantastic. That's the right answer. So Judith is absolutely correct. So sorry, give me a second. I'm looking for my pen. Where did the pen go to? Okay. All right. So integer is a float. Yeah. Integer is what we call whole number. Whole number. Basically, the likes of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all whole numbers. 1 billion, 1 billion, 1 trillion is a whole number, is an integer. But float is numbers that have what? Decimal places. Decimal places. Okay? Decimal places. All right. So any number that has decimal is a float. So once you see 1.1 or 105, 1005.1.231, whatever it is, once you see this decimal plates, okay, once the number has decimal plates, it is a float. So integers are all numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 billion, 1 trillion. As long as there is no decimal place, it is an integer. But you see, when the numbers have decimal places, they call them floats. So that's the difference between integer and a float. So if you take a look at this now, if you take a look at the data sets, okay, you see rank is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the reason why I use an integer, because no decimal places. Your rank, you can't say this ranks 1.5, this ranks 2.75, the rank is 7.72. No, there's no rank like that. Okay, ranks are in all numbers: rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, and so on and so forth. Rank 100. Okay, so on and so forth. So they are in all numbers. But you see, your prizes are always going to be in decimal places. Okay, they're always going to be in decimal places. So if you take a look at this, this is 1963.2025.000. This one is 12 blah 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 0.39. So this is a float. This is a float because they all have decimal places, decimal places, decimal places. So that's the reason why I converted rank to integer, and the rest of them, I converted them to a float. Okay, they're still numbers. It's just that they have decimal places. All right, and that's exactly what I've done. So now, if you take a look at my data now, initially when I ran data.info, you see I have a lot of everything was object, object, objects. Okay. But now with this I've done, you see now we have this as integer, we have the rest as float, 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 float. Then Explorer is obviously an object. Okay. All right. So I've done that. The next thing is to step 4, is now to deal with the missing data. All right, deal with the missing data. Now, with this missing data, back supply, because I don't know I can't guess. I'm not going to be guessing. Way to there's no way to know what the maximum supply for the missing data are. Okay, so I fill them with so fill NA with 0. So I just left it at 0. So rather than NA, rather than the error NA, okay, it's not really good to have NA in your data set, okay, when you're working with your data. So you can easily just fill with 0, pending the time you have the right information. All right. So you have max supply. So all I'm doing is I'm filling it with 0. VWAP 24 hours, that has 97. I'm also filling it with 0. But you see Explorer, which is an object, I am filling it with NA, an actual word, NA. All right. So rather than blank, I am leaving NA or not available. I can write anything I want. Okay. I can write not available. Okay. So let's say not available. Okay. I can actually just write not available. Okay. So now, once I do this and I run it, okay, you find out that now everything is 100, 100 over 100. So with this, I can tell now that I have changed my data type. All my data types are now a true reflection of the data in the data set. Okay. And also, I don't have any missing data in my data set. Are we all on the same page, guys? Are we all on the same page? If you're all on the same page, drop a 1 in the chat. If you're following me, please. All right. If you're following me, please drop a 1 in the chat. Okay, fantastic. Somebody put a Q. Okay, I want to see that as a 1. All right. So those are the things that we've done in terms of transformation. We've transformed the data. We've extracted the data from the API source. We extracted the data from the API source. And it's, you see, step by step. Extract the data from the API. All right. We noticed some issues with the data. All right. We noticed some issues from the data, like the data types. We converted it. All right. We also identified missing data, and we also did the same thing. We handled the missing data. And that's essentially what we have done. All right. So now, just for the fun of it, yeah. Okay, just for the fun of it, we'll do one more. Okay, one more transformation, just for the fun of it. All right. So for this one, can anybody guess what I want to do? Let me see. So if you look at this now, if you look at the data sets, you'll notice that the decimal places are ridiculously much. All right, the decimal places are a bit too much. Okay, so I might want to reduce the decimal places to 2, 3 decimal places. All right, depending on what I want to do, depending on what is requested. But if you want to leave it alone, it's not a bad idea for you to leave them alone. Like I said, for the fun of it, I just want to tell you that it's something you can also do. All right, if you want to do it, you could also do it. So I'll just add it as step 5. Okay, step 5. Okay. Step 5, which is round numbers to 2 decimal places. Okay. All right. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay. So I'll just provide the function I used for that. So this is the function I'm going to use. All right. I've introduced function to you earlier. All right. And I would just, the columns that I want to convert to 2 decimal places. So these are the columns I want to convert to 2 decimal places. All right. And I'm going to say data. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to say data column, did this. Okay, right. So you see, now it's a bit more appropriate. Okay, it's a bit more appropriate. So you see the numbers, rather than having large numbers, decimal places, rather than having them in big chunks of decimal places, what have I done? I've used the function, I've created this function that will round it up to the nearest whole number. Okay, all right, 2 decimal places. All right, and that's exactly what I've done. So all I've done now is, rather than having multiple decimal places, I now have them in 2 decimal places. And that's exactly what I have. Okay. So you'll see, some of you will still see this plus 7, essentially because the numbers are large. And obviously with Python, the columns are not so big. When we get it into the database, you'll see the effect. Okay. So essentially you see this is 1 billion, or let's see, this is about 10 billion. All right. So the numbers are large. Okay, all right. Hence the reason why you see 7. So plus 7 basically means let's count it together. So you see together. So this is 1, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So the next one is slightly more. Okay, this one is a lot more. This should be like 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 10. So when you look at theta now, it will be plus 10. Okay. Okay, you see it here. Theta is plus 10. So basically the numbers are large. Okay, so the best way Python knows how to handle it is to use exponential. Okay, to put it in exponential to say this is in 10 value. So if you say somebody is making 6 figures, it means the person is making 1 million. All right. If you see somebody is making 6 figures, okay. Oh, I'm trying to get a job. Okay. And I'm looking for a 6 figure job. You hear people say 6 figures. Okay. So basically, it basically means exponential plus is 6. Okay. So basically, it means one, that number is not counted. Okay. So you're counting the numbers, actual zeros. So this is why we call it 6 figures. Okay, 6 figures. Okay, 6 figures. That's what exponential is 6. All right. But obviously, that's also 100,000. Some people, okay, for people that are earning money, essentially it's 100K. Sorry, that's 100K. All right. But when you're talking about exponential 6, okay, it's 1 million. Okay. So you're counting the zeros. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you see 7 here, it basically means they're counting all 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is 10 million. Okay. So that's exactly what you're having here. All the numbers exponential. All right. So that's just the way it is. Okay. Um, so that's essentially, I just did that just for the, I won't say for the fun of it, it's just true. So these are all transformation stages. So you see the level of transformation that we went through. First of all, we converted the categorical data. Next thing we dealt with missing data. Next thing is decimal places to do 2 decimal places, and that's it. Okay. So now the key thing now, the last aspect we're going to do, okay, which is step 6. Okay. Step 6. Okay. Mark down, and then step 6. And the reason why I'm putting this in steps is so that when you get the recording, you can literally just follow the steps that we have here. That's all you need to do. It's not technical. You just see, follow the step 1, step 2, step 3, follow the steps. You will build your own project. At least for today, you can have a project that you could tell a potential recruiter, okay, if you're trying to transition, that this is the project I worked on. I got data from an API. I transformed it using this. These are the transformation techniques I went through. All right. And, now the next thing we're going to do is loading the data, load the data into a Postgres database. Okay, into a Postgres database. All right. So before we load it, let me show you a Postgres database. I'll show you how it looks like. Okay, real quick. All right. pgadmin, this is a Postgres database. This is a database architecture. So on the left here, you see databases. So we have a project that we worked on. This was last week, Nigerian population. It was a web scraping project that we worked on. It was a live session. So if you go to our YouTube page, I'm just going to a few seconds for you to check out our YouTube page. I'm just going to go to my YouTube channel, Tenalytics YouTube channel. All right. And you'll see we had a project on, let me just go to videos. Okay. We have a video on data engineering, build your first web scraping ETL pipeline. So this is very similar to what we did. This time around, we're getting extracting data from an API source. Okay, but this time around, we did a web scraping, it was a web scrape project. You can see me there. All right. So this time around, we got data from Worldometer, population data from Worldometer. Okay, so we did a web scraping project where we're extracting data from a website. So it's a web scraping project. So that's another one that if you want to build your project, you could also work on for you to get started in data engineering. Okay, so that's one aspect. So this is the database that we used for that particular project. Okay, so I'm going to create another database for this project that we're working on. Let me show you how to create a database. Easy. Right click on database, you'll see create, you'll see database. As simple as that, isn't it? Right click on databases, create and database. So I'm going to call ours Tenalytics. Well, let me just call it um Tenalytics. Okay. Tenalytics Crypto. That's the name of the business. Crypto. Crypto. Tenalytics Crypto. Crypto. Tenalytics Crypto. That's what I called it. That's what I'll call it. Okay, because that's the name of our business. Okay. All right. So Tenalytics Crypto, and I'm going to click on save. So that's me creating a database. So you see it here, this is the database. So all the data that I've extracted from the API, I want to load it into this database I just created. Okay, I want to load all the data from the API that I have done the transformation and all that. I want to load it into this database I just created, Tenalytics Crypto. All right. So let me walk you through the process, okay, of doing that. All right. Okay, so give me a second. All right, and I would say, so the first thing first, we need the database credentials. Database credentials. So we have the database username, the database password, the database host, database port, and database name, the database name. All right. So let me show you how to get this information from Postgres. So once you go to databases, right click on database. Okay, Postgres, sorry. Once you right click on PostgreSQL, you'll see properties and to give you all when you say connection. So we're trying to establish a connection. All right. So this connection, you see all the information that you're looking for is there. Let me explain exactly what we want to do now, okay, in the next few seconds. All right. So essentially, okay, where's my pen? Where is my pen? Okay. So essentially, we had the data, okay, data in the API, in an API source, which currently we're using is CoinCap. Okay, CoinCap. The data was here. This is where the data existed initially. All right. But we want to take it into our own local database. We want to take it into our local database, DB. Okay, our local database. So you see, we're using Python. All right. First of all, we connected Python to the API. We connected Python to the API. So we extracted the data. That's the first thing that we did. We extracted the data. Okay. We did transformation. We did our transformation. All right. And the next thing we want to do now is what? Can anybody guess? What's the next thing that we want to do? We've done the extraction. We've done the transformation. What is the next thing that we want to do? What is the next thing we want to do? Fantastic. Load the data. So you've extracted the data. All right. You have transformed the data. The next thing we want to do is to load the data. We need to load the data, all right, into this database, into our own local database. So you see, you have to establish a connection to the API. You needed a connection, okay? You needed a connection to the API, all right? You needed a connection to the API. Hence the reason why we're working with request, okay? We needed a request to establish this connection. We need a request. If you remember from the beginning, I told you the reason why we're using request is to establish that connection with a web interface. Okay. So you see, when we establish that connection, we did this. So we can see the response, and we saw 200. And we saw that 200 indicates what? Request has succeeded. Okay. We've established that connection. We established the what? The connection. So now the next thing is we want to load data into the database. What do we need to do to load the data into the database? Okay, we also need a connection. All right, we also need a connection because Python needs to connect to the database. So that's exactly where this credential comes in. So we want to create a connection. So you see the connection via API, and we also want to do another connection now via the database. So that's the exact reason why we need a connection. So if you go to PostgreSQL, go to Postgres. Let me clean up though. Okay, if you go to Postgre, okay, all right. So you go to PostgreSQL. If you want to establish that connection and you need the information, you see connection here. So basically, connection basically is telling you if you want to connect and you need credentials, the connection is here. So click on connect. You see host name is local host. So when I go back, I'll go back. Local DB name, DB host is local host, correct. Port 5432. Okay. Port 5432. Username Postgre. Username Postgres. Password is my password. I won't write that one in front of you. All right. Um, the database name that you want to connect to. I want to connect to Tenalytics Crypto. I want to connect to Tenalytics Crypto. Okay, so I'll change this to Tenalytics Crypto. So I'd copied it earlier. I'll just paste it there. So this is the name of my database. Whatever name you give your own database is exactly what you're going to write here. If I want to connect to Nigeria population, I will write Nigeria population. If I want to connect to Postgres database, I will write Postgres. But because I created a database for this particular purpose, all I need to do is connect this to the database. That's all I need to do. Now for password, I'm going to write my password, but I won't show you that one. Okay, so when you're creating your Postgres database, you will need a password. Okay, you will need a password. You need a password, and I'm going to put my password here. Sorry about that. Okay. So when you're creating your when you're creating your database, when you download and install Postgres, okay, you will need to create the password. So make sure you don't forget the password. So if your password is Ifemena, maybe you like me so much, and you say, okay, do you know what? Because Ifemena taught me so well, I'm going to use Ifemena 2024 as the password. So if once you decide your password, this is what you should just type in your password in quotation mark. That's all you need to do. So if your password is let me pick somebody's name here, Samuel. Okay, Samuel, let's say Samuel, you use your password as Samuel 2024. This is exactly what you should write here. All right. Well, because I don't want you to see my password, okay, I'd assign the variable and I call the password. Okay. So I'm going to run this. Okay. So that's all you need. The database creation, okay, connection, credentials, I mean. All right. So we also need libraries in order for us to connect to the database. In order for us to connect to the database, we just don't need the credentials. We also need some libraries that will allow us establish this connection. All right. So PsychoPG2, okay, is for connecting PostgreSQL database and executing queries, SQL queries. And SQL Alchemy, import create engine, is to efficiently manage and reuse database connection. Let me explain that in 2 seconds, okay? Let me explain this in 2 seconds. So you see this create engine is very important, all right? So essentially what we're trying to do is like, let me say this, okay? Let's say in front of your house, when you build your house, okay? When you build a house, okay? Let's just assume this is the house, okay? In the front part of the house, okay? That's where you park your car, okay? Let's just assume this is your car, okay? Okay? Very wonderful car. Isn't this a Bentley? Or this is a Rolls Royce Phantom because of how long it is, okay? So this is where you park your car, all right? But there is no tap. You want to wash this car in the morning, for example, you want to wash the car. You want to wash the car in the morning, okay, or in the evening or whatever time you want to wash your car. But there is no tap. You don't have tap, okay, in front, okay? You don't have any tap in front. The tap is at the back of the house, okay? You have a tap at the back of the house. You have a tap at the back of the house, okay? So, but you want to wash the car in front, and you can't keep going back and forth with a bucket, back and forth, okay? So what would you do? You will get a pipe, okay, that you fix to the tap that will run to the front of the house, that will run to the front of the house, correct? You build a pipe, you take a pipe that will run to the front of the house that you could use to wash your car. So you on the tap. So whenever you on the tap, okay, the water flows. Okay, the water flows to the front of the house. So you see this create engine. This create engine, that's exactly what it does. It's like this tap. It's like the tap. Okay, it's like this tap that we have here. So the create engine allows you to manage and reuse database connection at any point in time. So you see, when you on this tap, when you switch it on, okay, water flows All right. But it's not every time you need this water. It's not every time you need the water to wash you don't need the water running. So even when you're washing the car, there's sometimes you're washing it with soap and you don't need the water to be running. So what do? You turn it off. You turn it off. Okay. So at that point in time, what would happen? Water would be shut off. Okay. So, but when you're done washing with soap and all that, and you need clean water, what would you do? You go back again to switch it on. You go back again to switch it on. Okay. To on and off at your own disposal at any time you need. You on and off it at your own disposal. So basically, in order for you not to waste resources, in order for you not to waste connection, waste resources like the tap, if you switch it on and you leave it running for it will just be running and water would obviously everything will be wasted. But in order for you to switch on and switch it off anytime you need it. You need to be able to switch it on, switch it off, switch it on, switch it off anytime you need it, rather than just leaving it on and just be flowing and be wasting water. Okay, you want to be able to switch it on and switch it off at the same time so that you can actually manage that connection easier, all right, more efficiently, essentially. That's exactly what you're using the Create engine to do, all right? So this connection that we are trying to establish to the database, okay, all right, we just don't want to connect to the database and leave it on for life. Okay, we don't just want to connect to the database and leave it on. We want to keep managing that connection. When we need it, switch it on. When we don't need it, switch it off. And that's exactly what we are trying to do with the create engine function that we have here. All right. So essentially, that's exactly what we want to do. All right. And in 2 lines, I'm just going to create that. All right. Okay. So I'm just going to run this. We still have Power BI, so I'm going to be a bit faster now. It's slightly a bit more faster, or you would have the recording, and I'm still going to walk you through the recording. So basically, the Create engine, like I talked about, okay, allows you to efficiently manage and reuse database connections. All right. So the Create engine allows you to, you put in your database name, the password, and everything that we have created. So all this information that we used here is what we're using to establish a connection. That's what we're trying to do at this point in time. All right, so let me run this, okay? So now the last but not the least is to load the data, okay? So you see all the process that we are going through in order for us to load the data, okay? So did create a table name, was our so we need to go to PostgreSQL, Postgres to create a table name. So you see, when we go to Tenalytics Crypto, we go to schema, you'll find out that there is no table in our database just yet. There is no table. It is empty, very empty. So no table. So we need to create a table to put our data set inside. All right. We need to create a table in order for us to put our data set. So we have a data set that we want to put. We have this data set. We have the data set. We want to put our data, this data set, all right, should be in a table in our database. All right. So we need to create a table. So once you click on your database, go to schema, okay, click on table, you'll see it is empty. It should be empty. Right click, create table. All right. And I'll call it crypto to data, crypto underscore data. Okay, crypto underscore data. I'll copy that and I'll save. That's what I'll call it. So you see now I have one table there. So currently, if I right click and I view all rows, you'll see it is empty. It will be empty. Query returned successfully in 147 milliseconds. Select 0. It's empty. So basically, you're running your SQL code and you see it is empty. No data is there. So now what we need to do now is load data, okay, into the database. So you see the table name is crypto data. That's exactly what I said. Crypto data is the table name. All right. Data is the name of our data set. So you see data.ed is the data set name. So data to SQL, the table name is crypto data. We've done that already. Engine, if exist, replace, index, engine, dispose. So you see now, when I'm done with the connection, all right, when I'm done with the connection, I close it, I dispose it immediately. So I don't leave it hanging. I don't create a connection and leave it alone. Okay, so whenever I use the connection, I close because I don't need it after loading the data into the table. I don't need it anymore. I would close the connection. So all I need to do is run this, and that's it. Fantastic. So it gives me a successful sign. Okay, I'll go to my database. I would go to databases and refresh. Okay, I'll go to database, and all you need to do is go to database and refresh. Now you see crypto data. I would right click now, and I would say I would do that view all again, view all rows. Okay, and you see now the data now is in Postgres database. The data now is in Postgres database. So you see where we are coming from. We're coming from an API, from an API source. Okay. You couldn't see the data. You don't know how the data looks like, whatever. Okay. We came from that data, from that API. Okay. We did transformation. And thereafter, we loaded it into the database. And now you see it here. See the database here. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, 1, 2, 3 for the rank. Symbol is there. The name of this thing is there. Supply chain, supply is there. Max supply and everything. You see their numbers, their text, and all the things that we need. Is that not fantastic? If you're enjoying this, if you like this process and you would like to work on this by yourself, put a one in the chat. If you understand what we've done so far, put a one in the chat also. All right. So we see extracting data from the API, doing transformation, and loading it into a database infrastructure. So that's essentially the role of a data engineer. Most organizations need this professional to be able to perform this activity, all right, this particular activity. Now, the last but not the least thing the last thing we need to do is Power BI. We need Power BI. All right, so we need to connect Power BI to this database because you see the data analyst, okay? The data analysts, the data scientists, they need data to do their work. Okay? They need data in order for them to perform, to do their work. All right? So you see, the likes of the data analyst, okay, DA and the DS, data analyst, data scientist, these guys, they need data. They need what? They need data to do their work. Okay? So now, the data currently is the API. Okay. So the data analyst, the data scientist, let's say the data analyst in this scenario wants to build a dashboard, okay, that would track what we call crypto prices, crypto, crypto prices, essentially. All right. All right. You want to be the data analyst wants to build a dashboard that will track crypto prices. But now the data, where's the data? The data is an API. The data is on the web. Okay, is on the website. Okay, it's somewhere. Okay, but this data analyst wants to build a dashboard that will track crypto prices. But now, where does this data analyst get the data from the website? So that's where the DE comes in play. Okay, we'll build that ETL pipeline that we just built, extract the data from this particular place, extract the data, transform the data, and load it into a data warehouse, like we just did. A data warehouse. Now, all these data analysts needs to do is just to connect to this data warehouse and do their dashboard. So they don't care about where they will care about where the data is coming from, okay, because of data integrity, data accuracy, and all that. But that's also the role of the data engineer. So the data engineer ensures they do the extract, the transform, and you load the data to make that data available for the data analyst to build their dashboard. All right. So the role of a data engineer has grown exponentially. The demand for that role has grown exponentially in the last couple of years. And that's why they're one of the highest paid, professionals in the tech space at this point in time. So this is Power BI. Okay. If you've never seen Power BI before, this is Power BI. So you see here, Power BI desktop. All right. Also, the link will be provided in the materials how to download and install Power BI. But now we need to connect Power BI to the database. Let me show you how to do that. Very simple. All right. So click on get data. Power BI allows you to connect to a lot of data sources. All right. So if I click on more, okay, So click on get data. I'm going to do that one more time. Click on get data, click on more. All right. And it basically gives you an overview of places you can connect Power BI to. So you can connect Power BI to a file, an Excel file, a text file, CSV file, XML file, JSON file, like we talked about earlier, a PDF, SharePoint folder, and so on. Connect to a database. You can connect to a database in which we're working with a Postgres SQL database. So MySQL, you could also connect to MySQL. You can connect to IBM DB2 database, Oracle database, SAP HANA, SAP Business Warehouse, Google BigQuery, so on. You can connect to Snowflake. There are so many sources you can actually connect Power BI to. So you see, this places the Power BI file, the Power BI tool itself is connecting to a data warehouse, to a data where data is already existing. But now, how did the data get there? That's the role of the data engineer to ensure that they have appropriate data, the right data in the database. So I'm going to click on Postgres SQL database. That's what I'm looking for. All right. Postgres SQL database. I'm going to click on connect. All right. So now server basically you just put in local host. Okay. All right. You can always connect. You see, when you go to database, click on database, databases, Postgres connection. All right. So you see, like I said, the information is there already. Host name / address, that's your server name there. All right. And you see local host. The database name, the name of the database that you created. Okay. Here you have what's the name? Tenalytics Crypto. Tenalytics Crypto. So I think I copied it the last time, so I'll just get it from there. Okay. Tenalytics Crypto. So Tenalytics Crypto, that's it there. All right. So import, and I'm going to click on it. So all you need to do is just put in localhost as your server name and Tenalytics Crypto, the name of the database. So your own name of database, when you create yours, put the name of the database in there and click on OK. All right. So you see, with that simple thing, with that singular thing, you see it here, public.crypto data. You see that? So you see what we have here, public.crypto data. That's a table name. That's the table name. I'm going to select it, and you see the data from the database now is in Power BI. Now, the data that used to exist in the API before, I've extracted, transformed, loaded it into a database. Now the data analyst can connect to the database. All right. And I'll just load. I'll click on the data and I would load the data. And I'll show you in a few seconds. It's going to do the loading. You see, it's loading the data now. Okay, it's loading the data. Now, let's see. Okay, boom. And see all the data that was in the database is now in Power BI. All the data that used to be in the API that was transformed into the database, okay, are now currently in Power BI. So I'm connecting directly to the database, all right, using Power BI. So you can now start to do your analysis. You can start to do your analysis. Let's say we're looking at Bitcoin, or we're looking at cryptocurrency and the ones that do have the maximum supply. Let's take a look at that. Okay. So let's do a tree map, and I'm looking at the name, okay, the name of the cryptocurrency and the ones that have the max supply. So max supply. So you see, we have eCash as the biggest, actually, not cryptocurrency, not the Bitcoin. All right. We could also look at, market capitalization USD. So looking at this now, I see that in terms of market capitalization, Bitcoin is the biggest. All right. Bitcoin is the biggest with about what's this? It's this 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's over even more than a trillion. So, all right. So that's exactly what you have here. All right. So that's about a trillion. Trillion, yes, that's about 1 trillion plus. Okay. So if I don't want to see everything because I have a lot of redundant data here, you can easily just click on the data set, and I will do, names. I'll do the top 5. Okay. Let's say top 5. I'll do top 5 by market capitalization. Okay. And now I see the top 5 in here. So top 5 by market capitalization, I can easily see it here now that, okay, and let me add some numbers in there, data labels. Okay, all right. So more options, data labels. Okay, I'll increase the size so that I can see it very well, bolden it, and that's it. Okay. So you see, with this here, I can now see, I can start to do my analysis. So in terms of market capitalization, you can see Bitcoin is the largest with 1 trillion. Okay. Ethereum about roughly almost 1 trillion, about 36 billion. Okay. Tether is about 10 billion. Binance, whatever currency is about 6 million and so on and so forth. All right, so somebody's asking the question, isn't it possible to connect directly to the APF via Power BI? It's not advisable, okay? So the reason why we're doing this is for connection purposes. So now this is making an assumption that you're only one person in the organization is going to be doing the analysis, all right? So imagine if you have, obviously in every organization, there are different departments. Let's say the finance team, for example, needs that same data. How do you go about it? So that's just you thinking in one direction to say, oh, can we just connect Power BI to the API source? And it's not advisable to do that. You can't even do it from Power BI. Power BI has its own limitation. You can't connect to, you can connect to the web, all right? But not, via an API. Even a website itself, you can, or connect it directly to the API source. It's not advisable to do that. Also, for data, what do you call it? For the organization to be able to use it, not just for one person, not just for one particular purpose. Okay. Majority of the time when you're doing this is so that reusability. All right. So today you're creating this report. Let's say the finance team needs it for something else entirely. The data is in the database. So anybody from anywhere in the organization can connect to the database and do the analysis or use it for whatever they want to use it for. So rather than just connecting directly to it and using it, all right, for usability, reusability, all right, it's important for you to do exactly what we've done. All right. Um, so that's exactly what we need to do. How do we have the access to the tool like Power BI? Are they free? Yes, Power BI is free of charge. You'll get the links for how to, how to download. The Power BI is free of charge. You don't need to pay a dime to download and install Power BI. All right. What if the data you want to analyze is offline? I'm not sure what you mean by that. You can connect the Power BI directly to the file. Okay. You don't need to connect to a database. All right. You can connect directly to a file like Excel, like CSVs, like PDF files, and all that to do your analysis. All right. All right. So thanks a lot for that. So essentially, this is what we call an end-to-end analytical ETL pipeline. All right. The end result is for us to build a report in Power BI. Okay. And what we have done is to do the extract, the transform, and load the data into a database. And then, connect Power BI to the database for our visualization. So if you've enjoyed yourself so far, please put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you enjoyed the session today so far. All right. If you've enjoyed yourself, please put a one in the chat. Fantastic, fantabulous. I really enjoyed myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'll say. All right. So wow, time is well spent. Time is well spent. So I'm not gonna waste too much of your time. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna go straight to the other side of the training program. All right, so that's the reason why we started the data engineering training program. Okay, you could actually become a data engineer, okay, and secure remote jobs, full-time jobs across the world. Okay, looking to get into data engineering. This is a space where a lot of people are not playing in at the moment. I have guys in Nigeria that studied, that went through our data science training program, and I went through a data science, came back to do data engineering. And currently, I'm working with data engineers in Nigeria at the moment. We also have people literally across the world doing the same thing, transitioning to data engineer because obviously the pay is a lot more. And I'm going to just use 2 seconds to show you. I told you about the roles I work on at the moment, which are majorly contract roles, and I'm going to show you that. So if you are based in the UK, for example, all you need to just go to read.go.uk, and I'm going to look for the role of a data engineer. Okay. I'm going to search. Okay. So if you have a different family in the UK, for example, all right, these are potential jobs that they can actually do. All right. So I'm going to be looking at contract roles. Okay. And I'm just going to show you this. Okay. So you see contract jobs, okay, they pay a lot more than full-time opportunities. And that's the reason why I get to work freelance. I get to work, remotely majority of the time because majority of these roles allow you to just come in, do your work, get out. Okay. So this currently is about 450 to 550 pounds per day, not per week, not per month, per day. So every day that you work, you're getting 550 pounds max. Okay. And you do that for a week, you can actually, exactly what you're going to be getting. So you see, like I said, it's short-term contract, 6 months, 9 months, a year, and so on and so forth. So you can easily get this kind of contract. So see exactly what we did today. Proficiency in Python. So in order for you to get this job, just read exactly what is happening here. Proficiency in Python, AWS, you're going to learn it. We'll teach you about that. ETL processes, exactly what we just did today. So if you work on multiple projects working on this, you would be able to take on this opportunity. SQL, also, we didn't do too much of SQL today, but you will learn it, okay? But essentially, all the things that you need in order for you to get started, you would learn it, okay? Which is what we've done already. At least for just the small project we did today, we've covered Python, we've covered ETL processes, and a bit of SQL. All right. And that's exactly what you need to do. Proven track record of developing robust, efficient data application system services and platform. Essentially, working on multiple projects is what they're looking out for. All right. And you can actually potentially earn this amount. Okay. So you see this also. This is another one, data engineer, Python and AWS, 600 to 700 pounds per day, not per week. All right. Per day. All right. So work smarter, not harder. So these are the kind of jobs that you could actually get onto. All right. So you see all this, you have strong Python skills, including libraries like PySpark, NumPy, and SciPy. You get to work with all these ones during the training program. We worked majorly with Pandas today. We worked with Pandas today. We worked with PyChartPG2, and we also work with SQL Alchemy. All right. So these are some functions you get to work with. Okay. And you can potentially earn as much as 600 to 700 pounds per day. All right. But you still have full-time opportunity. If it's not contract you're interested in, you're looking at full-time opportunity, you can actually do this the same way. And the jobs are still there. You see, I just changed it and you see the jobs are there. This is 45 to 70 pounds, 70,000 pounds per annum. All right. This is 65 to 90,000 pounds per annum, and so on and so forth. So the jobs are there, the jobs are available. Also, if you're looking for remote jobs, for example, the number one place I usually direct people to. If you're in Nigeria and you're looking to get remote jobs, Built-in is a fantastic place for you to get remote jobs. All right. I'm just going to go to Built-in. Okay. So I'm going to see remote jobs alone is what I'm looking out for. And I'm going to search for data engineer. Okay. The role of a data engineer. All right. All right. Click on that. See job matches. All right. And you see, these are roles of a data engineer available at the moment. Okay. So this was posted yesterday. This is remote, majorly roles in the US. These are only roles in the US. I don't want hybrid. I don't want in the office. I want fully remote. I'm going to apply it. Okay. So these are jobs in the US, fully remote roles in the US. So this was posted yesterday. All right. These are another data. Let's take a look at this one. All right, let's take a look at this. And let's take a look at what you need, how you will add value. Okay, what you need. Okay, deep understanding of current technologies. You see data pipelining, data for data warehousing, data pipelines, data modeling, analytics, visualization, and machine learning. All right, well, you see all these things are what you would learn in the training program. So see what you would do. You would develop data pipelines, transformations, ETL and ELT, orchestration, job controls, and so on. And that's it. Literally building pipelines, maintaining data infrastructure, moving data from one place to the other, so on and so forth. All right. So these are jobs you could potentially take on. All right. Data engineer, and these are all fully remote roles, all fully remote roles. And I would also, there's a ton of other places you could actually apply for remote jobs and you will gain access to these places. Okay. So these are just some of the places that we're going to show you, okay, during this live call for today. But bear in mind that you can actually become a data engineer and earn significantly more. I didn't even show you the salary for these roles, the ones that are remote. Okay. So if you're currently in Nigeria, you're currently in Ghana, whatever country you are in at the moment, and if you're in Canada at the moment, you need to partake in this. This is something you could actually do. All right. So you see, this is 90 to 130. This is 145 to 165. This is 116 to 187. This is one like the salaries are actually there. Some of them salaries are not there, but some of them the salaries are actually clearly stated in there. All right. So now moving on here, data engineering. That's what pathway to you becoming a certified data engineer. Now, this training program, 100% online. You can learn from anywhere in the world. You're in Canada, you're in the US, you're in UK, you are anywhere in the world. You're in Nigeria, you can learn. All right, virtual instructor learn. So, like what we did today, see what we are able to achieve today. All right, I can tell you for free that in the main class, all right, where you'll be having over 20 classes and over 50 topics to be covered, you will learn, in-depthly working on different kinds of projects. Okay. Now, hands-on practical sessions, like what we did today. All right. But this time around, obviously, it's a master class. Okay. So we wanted to be here for about 2 hours. So that's the reason why you just needed to listen. But in our live classes, you will go through them practically. Okay. Hands-on practical session, you'll have lifetime access to the materials. Okay, so even after the session, after the program, you want to revisit some projects that you worked on in class, you could always get access to it. You would have lifetime access to the materials. The average salary of a data engineer in Nigeria is about 8 to 9 million naira now. Average salary of a data engineer in the UK is 52,000 plus pounds per annum. All right. You'll be adding over 10 projects to your portfolio. Okay. You'll cover over 10 projects in the span of the project of the timeline of the program itself. 100% job visibility. I showed you some places in the UK, in the US, you could get remote jobs, contract jobs, and so on. I would also do more during the session itself. Industry relevant certification. So upon completing the training program, you will get a certificate. Okay. And the training program is going to be for over 3 months with 2 month virtual internship. 2 months virtual internship. All right. So how do you become a data engineer? You start from the basics. What is intro to data engineering? What is data engineering? What's a database? What's a data lake? What's the difference between OLTP and OLE, online transaction processing and online analytical processing? You need to know the differences. Thereafter, you move into Python and SQL. So today we walked through Python and a bit of SQL today. All right. So you need to understand Python and SQL in order for you to become a data engineer. So after learning Python and SQL, you would also need to learn Linux and GitHub. All right. So Linux, you use it for batch commands, for writing batch commands, and also Linux GitHub for version control. All right. Now, moving on to the next thing. After you finish learning that, you move into data modeling, all right, because you're going to be getting data from different sources within the organization and outside the organization. So you need to be able to harmonize this data to be able to speak with one another. All right. So data modeling is essential for you as a data engineer. Now, after learning data modeling, you get to work with pandas. We worked with pandas today for what? For data transformation. You could also use pandas for data extraction, all right? And so many other things, okay? Apache Spark, you get to work with Apache Spark for transformation, extraction, and also so many other things that you get to work with it. Then you move into data extraction and data cleaning and transformation. So it's in layers. So you see how we are learning intro to data engineering, Python and SQL, Linux and GitHub, data modeling, Pandas, Apache Spark. Then you go into data transformation, data extraction, and data cleaning. Thereafter, you move into, AWS cloud computing for cloud engineering. So you see, majority of the businesses across the world are moving to the cloud, are migrating to the cloud. So you see projects like data migration projects, where the businesses are moving their data from on-premise to cloud sources, cloud database structures. Thereafter, you now have AWS web services where you're going to be working with different services for cloud engineering. So you get to work with likes of Lambda, you get to work with EC2 instances, you get to work with S3 Bucket, Redshift, and so many other services that will qualify you as a cloud engineer. All right. Last but not least, you now get to work with building more performance data pipeline, end-to-end pipeline that will take you from beginner to intermediate to even expert level. So where you're going to be moving data from on-premise to cloud sources. So, you get that experience. when you're talking to a recruiter, oh yes, I worked on a project where I was able to extract data from API to web applications and also from even the database legacy systems and transforming them into, the cloud database. So at the end of everything, you become a master data engineer. Okay. So for everyone that is looking to getting started, this is a further breakdown of all the things that you learn. So data fundamentals, what would you learn? You have introduction, you have database introduction, you have cloud computing. All right. So intro, giving you a background to what you would learn in the training program. Then Python, what would you be learning? You'll be learning Python programming. You'll be learning exploratory data analysis. You'll be learning processing JSON and REST payload. We talked a bit about JSON today. All right. You'll be doing more in the classes. All right. Python database programming. So all the things you need to learn about how to use SQL and Python together, you will get to work with it. Then you move into SQL, DDL, DML, and DQL, data definition language, data manipulation language, and data query language. Number 4, batch commands and version control. You get to work with Linux, you get to work with GitHub, okay? And you get to work with everything together, all right? Number 5 is data modeling. So, you get to work with database modeling, and you also get to work with data warehouse modeling, all right? So the concept was an entity, was an attribute, cardinality, what is normalization, first, second, third, fourth, in some cases, fifth and sixth normalization, you will get to work with it. What is denormalization? You would also get to wield that. So you get to work with pandas, Apache, PySpark, data extraction. So all this information is in the slides. So you get access to it upon, once you finish the session, you will get the links to the material and you can read it up by yourself and provide you all the, information that you need to get started. All right. Now, why should you train with Analytics? That's the key question. Why should you train with us? Why should you choose us over any other person in the industry? And it's very simple, okay? It's based off 4 metrics that we have here. Number 1, exceptional achievement on people, helping people get jobs. All right, exceptional achievement. We've helped over 2,000 people in the past almost 3 years. All right, to help people get jobs in the tech space, over 2,000, and you also can be among those people that will get this job. So if you're currently in the UK, you're currently in the US, you're currently in Canada, all right, you're even in Nigeria, okay, looking to get remote jobs would help you achieve that. And I will show you how we're able to achieve that for you. All right, just to be a second. So that's the first thing. Why you should choose us. We have a track record of achievement. All you need to do also, we have evidence, vulnerable, we say that you go explain tire, no evidence. But we get evidence. So all I would say is go to our YouTube channel, like I showed you earlier. All right, you go to playlist, all right, and you see testimonials, all right? Testimonials are plenty. We have a lot of testimonials in there of people getting jobs, all right? People actually getting jobs within the tech space, the duration of them learning. We'll come back to that, okay? We get evidence, and I'll show you some evidence, okay? Now, the second part of it is industry standard facilitators and curriculum. I'm sure that even with this masterclass we are today, you have, even though you might not be able to build it self by yourself, but you understand the concept. You understand exactly how we're able to achieve, why we needed to do it, so on and so forth. And that's exactly what you need, all right? Getting started. For someone that is looking to get started, you will need somebody to explain to you in the manner that you understand. That's exactly where we come in. We have industry standard facilitators, people that have a wealth of experience like myself, that will be able to hold you and guide you through the process. So people will tell you that free resources on YouTube, fine, go ahead to look at it. You'll find out that you'll get confused because what person A would say is different from what person B would say, is what different from what person C would say. And that's why a lot of people are stuck in that limbo of always learning. Okay, you're moving from one YouTube channel to the other YouTube channel. Rather than doing that, we have a structured curriculum that I showed you already. Okay, that structured curriculum, you're starting from that beginner level. You're moving to what? Python and SQL. From Python and SQL, you're going into, the Linux and GitHub, so on. And you see, there's a trajectory that you're going through with an industry relevant, professional, minimum 5 to 10 years experience that will be working with you and getting you started in your desired role. We also have blended training to accommodate your learning type. We are working professional. We're all working 9 to 5. So how do you, and we also have people that are slow learners. We have people that are fast learners. We have people that once they see what you've done today, like what we did today, so people understand it, they can actually even go ahead to do their own by themselves. But we have another set of people that they want to take their time. All right. They want to write it the way I'm writing it. They're writing it also. That's the best way they will learn. So how do we accommodate these two type of people in the learning experience and get them to become data engineers in the same duration of time? That's exactly what we have done. Blended training to accommodate different learning types. So you see, we have the watch me do it videos, we have the self-paced materials, and we have live classes. So we have live classes on the weekend, and the self-paced materials allows you to practice on your own at your own pace. Okay. The live classes allows you to, get real life examples, real life projects, while the self-paced materials allows you to learn at your own pace. And that's exactly what you have there. Okay. Number 4, tailored session to position you for success in the job market. Okay. So our core part is for you to get to the core aspect to get the job that you're looking out for. All right. To get the job. So how do we help you get the job? That's exactly what we're going to talk about in the next few seconds. All right. So we have level 1 where we're going to help you achieve all this. So you see the first one here, CV review. All right. CV review would help you reformat your CV. So currently you're working in the bank, currently you're working as a customer service, you're not even working, you're a student, whatever the case might be, would help you revamp your CV. Don't worry, I don't have experience. I've never worked as a data engineer before. Don't worry, that's exactly what we talk about when we say revamp. Okay, revamp your CV. All right, would help you do that. Would also help you with LinkedIn optimization. So LinkedIn optimization essentially works like search engine optimization. When a recruiter goes on LinkedIn to search for a potential candidate, you should appear. Okay, the same way, if you're selling shoes, okay, search engine optimization, if somebody goes on Google and search for buy shoe, your place should show. You want Google to be the one to show them to say that if they want to buy shoe in Lagos, this is the best place to come once they Google. So on LinkedIn is the same thing. When a recruiter searches for a particular candidate or a particular role, let's say data engineering, your profile should be recommended to this particular professional, to the recruiter, that this is the potential person that they can recruit. So would help you with LinkedIn optimization. Would also help you with Upwork optimization. So Upwork is a freelance platform that allows you to work as a freelancer, as a data engineer. All right. So would help you do that. Okay. Upwork. So once you go to Upwork, you see, build your business. So this is, I'm going to go to the main website and you see, find talent, find work for your skills. All right. And all I have to do is just go to all the way to D first of all, and you see you have database designer. All right. You have database designer, you have data entry specialist, you have quite a number of data miner. Okay. You have data analyst, data cleaning analyst, and so on and so forth. There are quite a number of roles that you could take on in this freelancing space that you can actually take advantage of. All right. So we'll help you with Upwork optimization, navigating the job market. So you see earlier on, I showed you where you could apply for remote jobs. There are a ton of other places you could actually apply for remote opportunities. All right, the likes of working nomads, there's one other very good place I would like to show you guys. Okay. Uh, okay. The other one, let me just use the other one. The one I use, Flex Jobs. All right. So Flex Jobs is a very good place. The best place for you, CJ, find genuine remote jobs at companies that get it. Okay. So let me just you need to sign up. I don't need to sign up, find remote roles. So I'm just going to look for data engineer. Okay. These are all places you can get remote jobs. Okay. So if you're currently in Nigeria, you're looking for a remote job, these are places you can get remote job. Now, the good thing about flex jobs is these jobs are not just in the US, they're literally anywhere in the world. All right. So you can be working for a company in the UAE, you can be working for a company in Dubai, you can be working for a company in Canada. really doesn't matter. FlexJobs gives you, flexibility basically on the jobs you can apply to. But now the key thing is, how do you know where to apply for these jobs? Where do you know? All right. Apart from what I've said today, have you heard of these sites before? Some of them you might have. Some of them you don't know how to navigate. You don't even know how the job title to put in there. Most people that learn data engineering, they search for only data engineering. But guess what? You could also work as a BI developer. So if I am looking for a role, take for example in the UK, all right? So I've talked about remote roles. So Canada, the guys in Canada, the same thing. So rather than just writing data engineer, I could also write BI engineer, okay? Or BI developer, okay? So some organizations, they use it in different words. So you see, I'm searching for, why is this coming out? It's not moving out. All right, so you see there, all right, sorry, BI developer. So produce developer, okay? And these are roles that you can actually latch into, okay? BI developer, BI developer, BI developer, BI developer, and these roles exist. So now, if I don't say this, most people will be stuck on just applying for data engineering roles. So there's also ETL developer. There is quite a number of roles you can actually apply to, and that's exactly what we are going to be helping you achieve. So the different type of roles you can take on, where you can apply for these jobs, the types of jobs you can take on, freelance, contract, full-time. Those are the things that would help you achieve. The next thing is job and interview preparation. So you have a good CV, you have a good LinkedIn profile, you know how to navigate the job market. Guess what? You will get interviews. Now, we don't leave you hanging for that. We teach you how to prepare yourself for those interviews. We, in fact, prepare you for that interview. So you have an interview coming up. We will prepare you for those interviews. So job and interview preparation will do all that for you. Okay. So how do you answer your question? How do you sell yourself to the potential recruiter? Those are the things that we'll do for you during the training, during the session itself. All right. So how to answer the question, tell me about yourself. Okay. For example, how do you answer that question? How do you answer the question? Situational based question. Those are the things that would come in for you. All right. And last but not the least, we have people getting jobs, like I mentioned earlier, and I want to share something with you. Recommendation and reference letter. A lot of people don't put so much emphasis on this, and I'm going to show you something real quick. All right, just because of this, but I need to cover the person's name. This actually came in yesterday. All right, it was a reference. The guy currently got a job within the UK. All right, and the business is asking for a reference. But I need to just hide some information so that the session is recorded, so people don't get to see people's information. All right. Okay, so just give me a second. I just want to clean up the person's name. So this information. So you'll see the benefit of having somebody to stand in for you. And I'll explain the reason why. Submit a reference, please click the button. Okay. All right, I think this is pretty much okay. Okay. I'm just trying to read it through to ensure that I don't have anybody's information in there. Okay. So you see the benefit of this referencing. We're not just providing these things just because for the fun of it. I want to show you real time, all right, the implication of all these things. I think this is okay. As requested a reference from the apply for I think this is okay. All right. So essentially, this is exactly what you're seeing here. Okay. So you see, request for reference on apply for your profile. Okay, apply for you profile. So you see this particular profile, you see it here, has requested a reference from this particular profile to submit your reference. Click here to submit the button. And this came in on the February 21st, okay, Wednesday. That was yesterday at this particular time, just one day ago. All right. So you see, most organizations in the UK, US, anywhere outside the country would need reference. And it's simple. The reason why they did reference is you say you know how to build data, you have been working as a data engineer. All right. Can your previous place of work stand in for your experience? Okay. They need that. They need that. Even though they believe you've done well in the interview, you've gotten the offer, you've gotten a job, they still need you to provide reference, recommendation. All right. So that's exactly where we come in because you can claim work experience from us. okay, we'll write that reference for you, just like that person I just spoke about, okay? So that's exactly what we're doing for you. So, most people find it difficult to transition. Hence the reason why they will take a pay cut. Okay? They will take a pay cut, they will go and work for free internship, so that they can use that place they did free internship in order for them to get a job. Okay? But you see the long process they are going through in order for them to get a job. Hence the reason why we have this recommendation and the reference letter. Hence the reason why we have navigating the job market, CV review, LinkedIn optimization, prepare you for the job interview. So when you get the job and they ask a reference, you can claim work experience. You can tell the recruiter, I am working with analytics as a data engineer. And whenever they ask for reference, you can get reference from us. All right. So those are the benefits, some of the benefits that will help you achieve this. We also have weekly mentorship sessions where we bring experts within the industry. You have a facilitator, which is an expert, or you still get experts again to still come in so that you talk to them. There's nothing beats mentorship. All right. People that have gotten there, all right, people that are doing well, people that are, doing great things in the industry, will bring them in to come and talk to you and get you started in your desired career. All right. And last but not least, on the job support, you get a job as a data engineer, you might likely want a little bit of support getting started. Okay, you might not. Okay, depending on the kind of person that you are, we provide it for every single person that gets a job. So once you get a job and you need on the job support, all right, we'll provide you with you. All right, we had a person that got a job this was in Norway. All right. And she got a job. They gave her the first work to do. All right. And it was a bit technical for her. Okay. And we quickly jumped on a call and we were able to solve the problem real time. Okay. And she was able to deliver on that project. And and those are the things, that's just one of so many other things. We had somebody that was starting a project. He works with one of the consulting firms in Canada, yeah. All right. They staffed him as a he got a job as a data analytics consultant, but they staffed him on a data engineering project. Okay. So it was a data migration project. Okay. And he reached out to say that, oh, I think I finished a year ago, got a job in Canada, okay, as a data analytics consultant. And obviously, as a consultant, you're working on one project, you're moving to another project. So he got staffed on a data migration project. This is 1 year after completing his training program. He reached out to myself, I worked with him, and it did fantastically well on that particular project. Okay. All right. And I even met with him about 2 weeks ago, when I relocated to Canada. And that's exactly the kind of relationship that we build with the people that go through our curriculum, or that go through our program. Okay. So we provide that on the job support to provide that training wheel that you need to get it started. So, and one thing we're trying to do, these feedbacks to the main thing that we're doing, the main reason why we're doing all what we're doing, the mission of Analytics, to get more Africans into the tech space. So what we are doing now is we are guaranteeing you 1 month after the training program, interviews, okay? Interviews that will get you the job that you're looking for. So we are guaranteeing you interviews. So after your training program, 1 month after your training program, we are going to guarantee you several interviews to get you what you're looking out for. And how do we achieve this? Okay. We have the Body Mentorship Hub, whereby, take for example, someone in Canada. Okay, we have a ton of people that have gotten jobs in Canada. We have a ton of people that have gotten jobs in the UK. We have a ton of people that have gotten jobs in the US and across the world. Guys in Nigeria currently working remotely. I'll share some of their profile with you so you can check out for yourself. So we bring these people coming back to say that, okay, if a man analytics. This time last year, there are quite a number. I never knew I could become a data engineer. All right. And I want to come back to help other people that are looking to transition. So they went through the curriculum, they got a job, and now they want looking to coming back to say that they want to help more people achieve what they were able to achieve. So I know you have a lot of limitation, you have a lot of doubts. Okay, can I do it? Can I learn it? Somebody was in your shoes sometimes last year, sometimes 2 years ago, and I'm happy to come back to help you to make this transition. All right. So, that's number two is enhanced internship experience. You're going to be getting more hands-on experience, more quality real-time experience. See what we built today. It's a real-life experience. You have an API, you have Python, you have SQL, you build a so this one also will be real life scenarios, like what more than what we did today. All right, that will be more encompassing, more immersive to get you that experience that you're looking out for. Number three, which is how we are going to guarantee you interviews, is the partnership that we have secured with recruitment firms in the UK, in the US, in Canada, in order for you to get the job that you're looking out for. So this partnership works in the sense that we are going to be recommending you for the jobs that these recruiters are getting. So whenever they have a role, they reach out to us. Okay, we recommend you for the role. We prepare you for the interview, and likely you get the job. Okay, so that's we are building our own data pipeline, our own job pipeline. So we have the recruiters on one end, we have you that we are training on another end. The key question we'd like to see is how do we recommend you for those roles the recruiters are looking out for? And that's exactly where we come in. And that's where we guarantee you interviews 1 month after completing the training program. All right. Because we need to know that you're good enough, you've gone through the curriculum, we can assess your competencies and all that and recommend you. The key thing is we have secured this partnership and we're looking at recommending you for the roles in order for you to get started. Now, how do you get a role as a data engineer? All right, I have a couple of links here that would help you achieve this. Okay, so how do you get a role? So once you click on the link, it's going to take you to our YouTube page essentially that talks about how to get remote jobs, how to land remote jobs. Okay. So basically it talks, you can see me, I'm currently on built-in. Okay. I'm walking you through how to get a role as a data engineer. And that's the same thing. This is currently working nomads. I'm showing you how to actually get a job as a data engineer. So anything remote job, you can click on that link there and it will take you to this particular page. So how to get remote jobs, and this is another session on different sites again that you could actually get remote jobs. How to get sponsored jobs. Also, you're currently in the UK and looking to get sponsorship. You're currently in Nigeria, you're looking for sponsored jobs in the UK. This is another place for you to get sponsored jobs. Okay, so you see Adeza here is taking this particular session on how to get CH2 sponsorship, all right, in the UK. So you see, we provide you with all the support that you need in order for you to get started as a data engineer. So tell me, this is something that you're looking out for. So some sites that you could go to get remote jobs, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Built-in, Upwork, Indeed. These are just some websites. Anyways, when you watch those sessions, there are still more. Okay, so we are not what they call that, gatekeepers. We're not gatekeeping anything. We're literally telling you that you can learn this thing and become one. It's as simple as that. All right. And we have a session that is starting next month, the 2nd of March, 2024. We have a session starting next month, 2024. All right. And now the training program is, all right, we have a discount running for the first set of people that register. So we have a discount for the first 20 people to register for this program. And I'll explain the discount in a few seconds. All right. Now, the data engineering training program, the full price for the data engineering program is $750. All right. But we are currently running a discount for the first 20 people looking to get it started. So if you're looking to get it started, all right, you, instead of paying the full amount, okay, instead of you paying the full amount of $750, all right, instead of you paying the full amount of $750 or the pound equivalent of £625, you can actually pay the discounted amount. Okay. Now the discounted amount allows you to pay in 2 installments. Allows you to pay in 2 installments. So you're not paying the full amount once. You can actually, the discount amount allows you to pay in 2 installments. Now, the discount amount is $600 or £500 equivalent. Okay? So you can pay in 2 installments, $450 for the first installment and $150 for the second installment. Now, the balance payment comes, the second payment essentially, which is £150 and £125, come in 1 month into the training program. So you don't have to pay this now. You can pay this 1 month after you've started the training program. So you have enough time to balance the second payment. So the first payment, what you need right now to pay is this amount, $450 or £375 in order for you to get started. So if you want to pay in dollars, it is $450. If you want to pay in pounds, it is £375. And this second payment comes 1 month into the training program. So this one is as flexible as possible. So the discounted amount, like I'll reiterate again, allows you to pay in 2 installments. If you're waiting till the discount elapses to make a payment, trust me, you're going to have to pay the full amount of 750 or 625 pounds. All right. So wonderful question. What about guys paying in a different currency? I will explain that in a few seconds. All right, so if you click on the main stack link, you'll see my colleague Imoa and Nega, they're dropping the links in the chat. So all you need to do is click on the main stack.me and route analytics. Once you click on it, all right, it's going to open in the browser. All right, and all you need to do, scroll down, okay? All you need to do, first of all, if you want to see the brochure, okay? So you see get access to all program brochures, all right, brochures, okay? Click on that and it will take you to the brochures. So you see data engineering over here. All right. So this is just the brochure that tells you about the program, what you would learn in details. Okay. It's very detailed. Okay. So you see data engineering, your pathway to becoming a certified data engineer, about analytics, why data engineering, become a data engineer, all the tools you learn. Now, curriculum, this is the key parts that you need to take you get access to the slides, but this is a faster way of getting the curriculum. So you see data engineering, your data engineering roadmap. You start with data engineering fundamentals, Python programming, SQL, batch command. So details of everything that you're going to be learning in the training program. All right. So that's exactly what you're going to be working on. So now moving on to the next thing in terms of payment. All right. So you want to do a transfer, direct transfer in pounds, the account number is there. But the fastest way for you to make payment is literally just click on it. So where you see data engineering, just scroll down. So this is the home page. This is the home page. This is what you see. All you need to do when you want to make payments, scroll down to where you have data engineering. Click on data engineering. Okay. And it's going to load up a page for you. All right. Somebody's asking about the timing. I'm going to share that with you in a second. Okay. All right. So you see, once you click on data engineering, okay, it's going to give you a price based on your region. It's going to give you a price based on your region. All right. So it's going to suggest a price. It's giving you a price, and this is the price. This is a full amount. So you see the discount amount here is £625. £625. So now, if I go back to the presentation I had earlier, okay, you'll see that's exactly what you have here in pounds. That's exactly the price you have in pounds, okay? That's the price you have here in pounds, okay? And you have to pay that exactly what you have there, all right? So if you are looking to get it started, okay? If you're looking to get it started, you have all the amounts, you have everything stated there clearly inside. And if you're looking for like the Naira equivalent, you see everything is there for you to get started, okay? For you to get started. All right. So, and I think we have some people that are looking to, so you see it here, data engineering, paying dollars, paying pounds, CAD, and in Naira. So you see the full amount, you see the discounted amount, and you see the first and second payment. All right. Vega, do you want to say something? You have some people that are here to talk to us. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, I didn't know he is here to speak. I didn't know you can unmute and speak.
Okay, thank you very much, Benga.
Okay. I didn't know you don't want to turn on your video so we can get to see you. These are people currently in our cohorts that would like to
okay.
also share their own experience. Okay. Would like to see you anyways. But if that's possible for you, okay.
Yeah, it's okay,
All
but I
right.
think it might be quite
The
dark. Can
next,
you see me?
yes, I can. Yes, I can see you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Yeah, okay. I would just like to share my story with Ten Analytics. For me personally, I think the program is, I don't know, I'm sure of words because it's a program that is so structured in such a way that it is beginner friendly. If you are someone like me that has no background in tech and you're looking for a program that starts from the fundamentals, it is structured in a way that will just give you the basics and it gradually takes you to the point where you want to get to. The examples, the lectures are tailored in such a way that it's packed with lots of experience from the industry compared to other ones I've been to, where you see it's just a recording of something that you don't understand. But the facilitators are very experienced. They come with a lot of experience from the industry. So that is very key to my learning. And I think it's been a very nice journey so far. The whole quality we are getting, the quality I am getting personally from the lectures is very, very, wonderful. So I will encourage anybody anytime to come on board, and they're not going to regret it. And also all the extra sessions that we get, the interview prep, before now, I thought I knew how to answer questions during the interview, but trust me, analytics will stretch you a lot. The interview preps that we have on Wednesdays is very nice, where we get to learn how to answer these questions. During the interview, you could be called upon to just simulate, like, how are you going to answer a question during the interview, and you'll be guided in a structured way, because it is one thing to know something, and it is also one thing to know how to present it to your potential employers. So I think the analytics did a very good job with that, and many other things that you get to know about if you eventually, come on board. So I would just say a very big thank you to them for all the effort and the work they've put into this program. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Nessie, everybody's looking like you, like the quiet man, and that. And Nessie is a powerful guy. You've seen him talking about data science, his questions, how he's going about his project. Absolutely, absolutely diligent, smart professional. I would say that. And I really enjoy it because I know with the vibe that you give in class, all right, I think it's encouraging other people to also, put in the work to get them started. You're doing a great job. Thanks a lot, first of all, also for taking our time to be on the session. All right. Thanks a lot for that, for talking also, experience. Thank you very much, NSE.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right, appreciate it. Gbenga, do we have one other person? I think we have
Festus
one.
is on the call. Festus, you can unmute and speak.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you, Benga. Thank you, FMNA, for the opportunity to be on the call tonight. I'm really so grateful. And I also want to thank, the founder of Tenalytics, that's FMNA himself, and Adiza, for their visionary partnership to build a platform that will produce, excellent people in the tech industry. It's been wonderful so far. It's been a great experience, taking on this course on data engineering. So my name is Festus, to start with, and currently a student at Analytics, learning data engineering. I started this year, 2024, January 2024, precisely. And experience has been, actually, when the classes started, it was kind of difficult at the beginning, struggling with some of the basics. But, in life, there's one thing I believe in life, that, everything can be difficult, everything can be hard. But until you master it by gaining the required knowledge to scale over it, then you are a master in anything. So the knowledge is what is required. Once you gain the required knowledge, and at Analytics, you have seasoned instructors who have the knowledge, who have the um, the information to deliver to you to be able to scale over anything, any challenge, any issues when it comes to data engineering. And I'm so grateful for what Tenalytics is doing already, to build capacity in people, to build knowledge in people, to impart knowledge in people. so that they can stand out anywhere in the world, wherever the job is coming from, they can stand up to it. At our class yesterday, um, I was actually being told that I can start applying for a job that what I know already is can take any job out there. I say, really? I say, for me, I still want to learn more, but but you see, when you at analytics, you are equal to the task. Thank you so much, analytics. So, but there's something I actually want to to just mention right now. I just want to mention this because when you start, if you are going to be embarking on this course, there are challenges that you're going to come across. Okay, but let me just mention, the one that I think you might come across, but then the analytics is there to provide a solution for everyone. So do your course of learning. You will certainly encounter difficult subject that can really frustrate anyone, like it did to me. I had that difficult time, but it was only frustrating because I don't understand the question, just like I mentioned earlier. Mm, So what did I do, and what did I do, and what did I do that I kept doing and doing until I was able, to be to represent to master the art. One thing you need to do in the class, if you are going to be part of this, be bold enough, because this is my personal experience and my personal testimony I'm sharing with you right now. I got to the point I have to start asking questions, and I was bold. In fact, Benga actually advised me, say, keep asking the question. So, and I'm telling you the same thing. When you start, if you don't understand anything, ask the question. The facilitators are there, the instructors are there. They are not intimidated by your question. Even by sometimes my questions can be as ignorant as somebody asking 1+1, but they are there to just support you, to understand your level and bring you through, walk you through the process, so that until you understand it, they don't leave you. Sometimes you will even tell them, I think I'm okay. They say, no, do you understand it? They will put you through the examples, so they are just fantastic. So I keep asking questions, and there's a watch me do it video that would be sent after the classes, and the class recording too will be sent. I'll watch them again and again and again. So this important tool can help you gain all the knowledge you require at analytics. So that's all I can say for now. Thank you very much, Benga. Thank you, Femina, for the opportunity to be on the call.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much. Festus, everybody, this is literally on Thursday. I'm guessing the time is going to be like around 10, 11 now. Okay. This is so this should be like around 11 or thereabout, or after 10 or thereabout Nigerian time. All right. And you guys are taking out time to come in to talk to other people. All right. So thanks a lot for that. Really appreciate you. One thing most people getting started here is they feel like they can do it by themselves. Okay, and that's exactly what Festus is saying. When you start, you would like to solve the problem yourself, you would like to do everything yourself. But the main thing here is you're in the community, all right? You are here for a reason, and we provide you with the support, the care that you need. So, whatever questions you have, and that's why we employ most people. Once you start, please ask questions. Okay, it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. Getting started usually is the most difficult part of it. But you see, as you go on now, you see, Festus said it's also now it's easy peasy. It's not easy peasy, but at least he's gaining good grounds on what he's doing. Okay, I don't want to use the word easy peasy because most people will start and be like it's ABC. Do you understand? All right, it's technical, but that's why we're here to provide you with that structure. And I'll show you the platform so you'll know exactly what we're talking about, what I'm talking about. But before I go into the platform, I also want to tell you this. This is the discount available for the first 20 people. Okay, so if you're looking to getting started, guys, you need to take advantage of these discounts. Okay, so rather than you paying the full amount, all right, you are paying the discounted amount that allows you to pay in 2 installments. Please take note of it. Please take note, okay? All right, so all you need to do now, guys, go straight to the main stack, okay? You are currently in Nigeria, you're currently in Ghana, you're currently in Zambia, you're currently in Canada, you're currently in the US. Just click on the link. It's going to take you to the page where you have this. All you need to do is scroll down to data engineering, click on data engineering, okay? Click on data engineering, and, this is currently the suggested price of 625. That's what you need to pay. That's the full discounted amount, all right, 625. But all you need to secure your position at this point is £460. Let's say you're in the UK. If you're in Canada, you're in the US, you have to pay $550. All right, that's USD. All right. So now all you need to do is put in the price. So this is 460. Mine is shown in pounds. All right, so mine is 460. So all I need to pay now is 460. That's all I need to pay now. All right. All right, and that is exactly how you reserve this. Yes, Shodimu, is it Sodimu? Okay, yes. Sorry, that was my bad from my own end. Okay. All right. So if you go to the main page itself, if you go to the main payment page, you see there the prices are there. Okay. So what I displayed earlier was for one of our previous training programs. So I did adjust it perfectly. So that was my bad from my end. All right. So you see it here. This is the main website. Okay. And you see it here, data engineering. These are the prices there. Data engineering, cybersecurity at the same price. $900. That's the full amount. In discounted amount is $750. All right, and you can pay in 2 installments. So it's my bad from my end. All right. So that's exactly what you have there. So all you need to pay now is $460. Click on that. You pay £460, I mean, and you can reserve your space. So all you need to pay now is just a suggested fee. All right. And the second fee could come in, the second installment can come in 1 month into the training program. So all you need to pay now is the first payment. So once you click on it, once you click on data engineering, so regardless of anywhere you are, it's going to give you a price based on your region. Okay, so if you're in the UK, to give you pounds. If you're in Canada, to give you Canadian dollars. If you're in the US, to give you USD, to do the conversion for you. All right. So now this is showing me in pounds, 625, which is the discounted amount. You see, it is the same thing that you have there, but you don't need to pay this in full. You can pay 460 now to secure your deposit. But all you need to do is just change this to 460, and you can reserve your space. All right. So that's all you need to do. So we'll work with you end to end to get you started. Let me show you the platform real quick before we call it a day. I'm going to show you the platform. I'll take some questions and then we can call it a day. So I'm going to show you the guys that started in January. All right. The guys that started this month. And I'll also show you the previous cohorts and so on and so forth. All right. So you see, when I say we have a blended training curriculum that accommodates everyone, okay, I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. All right, so we have a mixture of live classes and watch me do it videos. Watch me do it videos. So if you scroll down, I'm going to scroll down, start from week 1, from when it started. So you see, this is the welcome kit. So when you register today, okay, you get a welcome address, you get a welcome kit that is sent to your email address that will detail out all the things that we have here, okay, onboarding materials, what you need to download, all the things you need to get installed on your system to get started in the learning process. You get everything in there. Now, you see the live classes. Now, initially, we used to have classes Saturday and Sunday, all right, but we've seen that how it could impact people. Like I said, right from the onset, we're looking at how best you can work, okay? You can build yourself, you can work despite your busy schedules and all that. So we made a little modification on live classes. So rather than having live classes Saturday and Sunday, we only have live classes on Saturday. All right, we have live classes on Saturday. So for the guys in West Africa, the guys in Africa, the guys in the UK, it's going to be 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. every Saturday. All right, so we have classes every Saturday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. every Saturday. And on Sunday, 8 a.m. to 11, so the same Saturday, I mean, but for the guys in Canada, the guys in the US, all right, this is Mountain Standard Time. So it's going to be morning for the guys it's going to be evening for the guys in West Africa, the guys in the UK. It's going to be 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday. All right, that's guys in the UK, the guys in Nigeria, the guys in Africa, and so on. Now, for the guys in Canada, it's going to be this 8 a.m. The time equivalent time will be 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. MST. That's Mountain Standard Time. So the classes, live classes, you have live classes every Saturday. All right. On Sunday, you have what we call Watch Me to Do It videos. All right. Self-paced Watch Me Do It videos. All right. So take a look at this example of what we call the Watch Me Do It videos. So you see over here, we have overview of data engineering program. So we have different careers in data engineering. For example, I'm going to play this just real quick. So different career paths in data engineering. So rather than having a live class to discuss this, okay, all right, you have each recorded that discuss. You can see me here discussing everything: data engineer, database engineer, BI engineer, data pipeline developer, cloud data engineer, and data architect. These are roles that you can take on, and I explain them in this particular video. So that's exactly what we need. So self-paced, meaning that you can watch it at your own pace. You can rewind it, you can fast forward it, you can jot, you can do all the things that you need. All right. So moving on from there, we have introduction to data engineering. So you have what is data? For the basics. What is data? So that question, okay, will make you understand the reason why we need data engineering. So understanding what is data, what does data represent? And you can see me also taking you through the whole process of data engineering, what is data, and so on. So this is what we call a self-paced material that guides you through the understanding of what is data, of data engineering. So you have all these materials, all right? You also have Python basics that tells you how to get started with Python. We talked about integers and float in our session today. So in Python, introducing you to those concepts. What is an integer? What's a float? What's the difference between an integer and a float? How do you use an integer and how do you use a float? So basically, as you're watching the videos, you are replicating the same thing. Okay, so it's called Watch Me Do It videos. All right, so as you're practicing, as you're watching the video, you are also practicing alongside the videos. So it's self-paced, allows you to practice at your own pace. So you're in your room, you have your headset, you are learning, you are watching the videos, and you're practicing alongside the videos itself. So once you finish that, you would have a live class. You would have a live class that would be case study based. Okay, you would have a live class that is case study based. So you see the live class. Let me show you the material. Okay, so you see it here, case study based on the Watch Me Do It videos that you've seen. All right, based on the Watch Me Do It videos that you've seen. So now this is a case study based on Python data types. All right, so you see it, real life case study on Python data types. So your live classes are going to be case study based. All right, the data set is going to be case study based. The live classes are going to be case study based. So that's exactly what you're going to walk through. And that's just essentially how the training program goes. So you see week 2 again, you get another set of videos, all right, that will get you to practice at your own pace. Okay, practice, watch and practice at your own pace. The key thing for the live classes is case study. All right. The main aspect of the live classes is you building case studies, you working on real life case studies. And that's how you get to work with over 10 projects, okay, end to end. That's how you get to build projects in SQL end to end. All right. So you see it here. This is one of the Watch Me Do It videos. All right. So it's called Watch Me Do It. So as I am doing this, you're also replicating the same. All right, you see me here also still putting you through the process of you programming in Python. All right, so you bringing everything together. All right, so you have if statements, you have if and all, you have for loop, while loop, and everything that you need to learn in order for you to get started. After that, you have a live class that is going to be case study based. All right, that is going to be case study based. All right, so you have the materials. I'm going to show you that in a few seconds. So it's going to be case study based in the sense that you're going to be building case studies, working. You see it here. And then week 2, comparison operators, another set of case studies, logical operations, conditional statements, and so on and so forth. So when they say everything is methodological, like it's structured in a way that would enhance your learning experience. All right. So you have lifetime access to the materials, okay? Lifetime access. So even after you finish your training program, you can always revisit the materials, the case studies, all the things that you get during the training program. Lifetime access to the materials. All right. So I'm going to take a few questions, and I think I'll just take a few questions. Let me scroll to the top so I can take some of the questions you have. Okay, if you have other questions, you can raise up your hand. I will take your question. So I'm going to start from here. So Felix is saying this is so amazing, so detailed, clear understanding. Thank you, Tenalytics. I want to ask if there is any provision for those interested to learn to be a part of data because I'm interested. Okay, exactly. I think I've talked through that already. Absolutely. If you're looking to become a data engineer, this is the program that will take you end to end on data engineering. So it's and that would continue to extend the way the training program, the way I've gone through the materials is basically the way to go through. This currently is Python basics. They go into SQL, the same thing. They go into data modeling case studies, intermediate Python and SQL. Watch me do videos on Python and SQL. So everything is basically available. All right, to working with pandas. We worked with pandas today, PySpark, working with Apache Spark, and so on. All the things that you need to learn in order for you to get started is available. So for a program that has likely almost ended, I'm going to go to the November cohort. All right, and you see them here. You see currently they are on, this is Linux and Batch, Linux and APIs, working with API, Panda, Spark assignment, data exploration. So structured learning, take you end to end. Now, guess what? We have people that have gotten jobs before I go any further. We have people that have gotten jobs. It always seems impossible until somebody else does it. All right. It always seems impossible until somebody else does it. Before I take question, I would like to play at least one of the data engineers that got a job. Okay, I just want to play his video. We have a ton of them getting jobs in different roles across the world. Okay, all right. And but one person I would like to play his video is Idris. Okay, I would like to play Idris's video. The reason why I'm saying that is Idris was new to the UK. All right, just about completing his master's program. All right, and obviously was looking to get a job. Okay, so let me just play for you so you listen to what he said. I'll also play Michael so you get to hear the. Let me see.
There was this ad. So
Benga, please confirm you can hear me well. You can get the video.
Hello everyone, my name is Idris. How I heard about analytics was through a post on Instagram. So there was this ad. And I was interested in what I saw there. That made me decide to go through their website and see the curriculum they had. Going through the curriculum, I realized this was exactly what I was looking for, because I'm this kind of person. I very much love the learning fundamentals when I'm diving into a new field. And this was exactly what Tenalytics is doing there. Starts from the fundamentals and build it up from there. That made me enroll into the program with them, and my learning experience throughout the program was very productive because I gained a lot of concepts which I'm applying in my current role at the moment. Since finishing the program at Tenalytics, I've been able to secure a data engineering role at Jaguar Land Rover, and recently I just secured a new role as a senior analytics engineer. So my advice for anyone is, if you're having any doubts or if you think, you need to delve into this field, I advise you to just go through the website, check on the courses there and see what you're interested in and start from there. Thank you.
So that's it. You see now, got a job as well, Land Rover as a data engineer. All right, currently work security a data engineer role at Jaguar Land Rover. I currently got a job as a senior analytics engineer in just the space of 2 years. All right, listen to you, Michael. Also, this is Michael.
Whatever you do, it's better.
All right, this is Michael. I'm going to just show you a video in a few seconds. Okay.
My name is Michael, and I'm going to be speaking about how Tenalytics helped me to secure my first tech role. So at the beginning of the year, I was looking at different places onto how to gain the skills that I needed in order to get into the industry that I wanted, which was data engineering. I, funny enough, came across Tenalytics through Instagram, and I signed up to attend their first taster session. And through their first taster session, they showed me everything about how, you know, the classes would go, how they'll teach you, how they'll guide you in securing your first tech role. I love the lessons because they gave us a good foundational knowledge of how to code, of how to know about the industry, and it made us understand that coding, data engineering is not as difficult as people, you know, make it out to see. So once I started applying for jobs, I got invited to an interview from a company, and I spoke to my mentors at Tenalytics, and they guided me through the entire process. Happily enough, they helped me through that entire process, and I was able to be offered a role as a sales engineer at a software company. And I just want to say thank you to Tenalytics through the support, through the classes, through the mentorships, because it was able to give me the skills that I needed along this course of the year and secure my first role in the tech industry. And I am very, very confident that if you was to join, it's going to benefit you just as much as it benefited me. Thank you.
Awesome, guys. So when I'm saying we have evidence plenty, evidence in plenty, right? So you get literally
Hi
everybody.
everyone, my name is Shade Huluwatosi. I want to talk to you about analytics today. I also did the program, that's the data science program. It's actually landed me my first tech job right here in the UK.
So you see, when evidence are plenty like this, guys, when people are talking to you and evidence are not there, you see, they will try to overlook it. You know, it's not important. Just go through it. But see, guys, let me start. This is not all. This is just guys from last year. This is literally just guys from last year. This is not from 2022. We usually bring out the most recent ones. People are getting jobs this year, last year. All right. So you see this guy here, we have Imi Akpabio, got a job as a CEO of a tech company, you know, after joining Analytics. You can listen to him here. All right. The link is there for you to listen to him. All right. How he was able to secure the job. All right. How he was able to get the job at the tech company. Because based in Nigeria, it's not like those are the kind of opportunity that you can't latch into if you don't have the skill to do it. All right. Got a job as a CEO. All right. He has a wealth of experience and was able to use that back up with the training, was able to secure it. You know, people getting jobs at different roles, different things across the UK, Canada, US, and so on and so forth. So the key question you need to ask yourself, am I different from these people? No. What makes you different from these people is the ability for them to take that initiative, that first step, to take it on. All right? And Festo said it already. Getting that first step is the most difficult aspect. So if you're looking to get started in data engineering this year, I will tell you, you need to take advantage of the discounts that we have running at this point in time. All right. So I think I've answered that question already. Please register now, okay? Discount. And if you can't recommend people that would benefit from this training program, we have people in the UK that are looking for jobs. We have people that want to earn significantly more. All right. They're not happy with their current job. Recommend and get them started. Okay. All right. So what time should it be scheduled? So for people based in Canada, the timing is 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time every Saturday. The live classes is every Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. For the guys in Nigeria, West Africa, UK, it's going to be time equivalent to be 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. West African time, 4 to 7 p.m. West African time, and 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for the guys in Canada every Saturday. So the classes is just on Saturday. So you have your Sundays for self-paced material where you get to work on projects by working on projects at your own pace, okay? And everything will be monitored, all right? The guys paying in Naira, like I mentioned, once you click on main stack and you take it straight to main stack, it's going to show you your price based on your region. So once you click on the price, it's going to show you the price based on your region. So click on data engineering and the price you see there will be based on your region. All right. Now, I think that happens. Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to see as much questions I see in the chat. Okay. So that we can just take, what about students, if there is any provision for them? What about students? Is there any provision for them? Because students at the moment, we don't have anything running for students. I'm guessing you're looking for an extra discount on what we have. One thing you need to understand is this discounted price is the best you can actually get currently in the industry. And that feeds back to our main mission to getting more Africans into the tech space. This is an investment in yourself. I thought the reason why I had to go ahead to show you some roles that you could actually get on. So for the guys in Canada, for example, if I go to Indeed, all right, go to Indeed and I search for jobs in Canada, all right, and I look for the role of a data engineer, okay? All right, look for the role of a data engineer, all right? All right, for the guys in Canada, for example, you see the roles are there, your data engineer, analytics engineer, analytics engineer, BI engineer, like I mentioned, this is $97,000. All right, so if you're looking to get into that six-figure role within the next couple of months, data engineering is something you need to take into consideration. All right, so there are quite a number of data engineering roles. Okay, so if you're looking for more remote jobs, hybrid jobs, they've posted the pay, opportunity, and so on and so forth. You can also check out Glassdoor. All right, Glassdoor is another fantastic place. LinkedIn is another fantastic place for you to get this opportunity. All right, so if I click on jobs, it takes me to, I need to register for this one. Glassdoor can be very tricky to work with. Okay, I'm not going to go. I need to use my other browser, sorry. So Glassdoor is there. So I'm just going to go back to the UK. So you see total jobs, okay? For the guys in the UK, total jobs, all right? So total jobs, you have read.co.uk, you have CV Library. So if I look at data engineer, okay? Okay, all right, and I search for this, you'll see a ton of jobs that will pop out. Data engineer, these are all contracts. And you see this 650 to 700 pounds per day, between 650 to 700 per day, not per month, per day. Okay, data engineer also 450 pounds per day. So if you have people in the UK, all right, that are currently looking for a job or they are not earning significantly, they're not balling like they should, all right, these are skills that they can learn and these are potential salaries they can actually latch into. All right. So you have data engineer, we have 300. These are contract roles anyways. You could actually start from a full-time job and transition into contract. So I started full-time also, did come full-time for a couple of months, couple of years, getting into the UK, and then started taking on contracts. Okay. First contract I got was about the first ever contract I actually got was about £250 per day. And in the space of about 6 months, 7 months, I doubled that number, even tripled. Okay, maybe not triple, but I was able to get to contracts that were above £800 per day. So those are the kind of things that you use to build your experience. You start from somewhere and you grow, but there's potential. You can see the growth potential in yourself, in the skills that you have per day, not per week. All right. So if you're earning about £500 per day in a week, that's £2,500 in a week. In 2 weeks, that's 5,000. In a month, that's 10,000. That's £10,000. So obviously, in terms of taxes, there is inside and outside IR35. Those are the things that you take into consideration. We would work with you to understand all those things once you go through the training program. But just bear it at the back of your mind that there are a lot of jobs available for you to latch into. All right. So if you're looking to get it started, trust me, guys, a lot of opportunity for the guys looking for remote jobs. You could also check out Working Nomads. Okay, all right. Working Nomads is a fantastic place for you to get remote opportunities. Also, search for the keyword data engineering. Okay, data engineer. All right, and it's going to take you to your job destination. So you can see data engineer, and so obviously it's going to bring out everything that has to do with anything engineering. All right, and there are quite a number of applications you could throw out: sales engineering, marketing engineer, and so on and so forth. All right, like the Michael that got a job, he got a job as a sales engineer. Okay, so you think it's sales related, but it's not sales related. Those are the kind of misconceptions that you are going into the role of a data engineer. You think the keyword you should search for is just data engineer. There's customer engineer, there's sales engineer that are all data engineering related, all right, that you can actually take on. So in terms of opportunity, guys, you have a lot for you to work with. Can I speak on the timing, please? Some of us can work with our schedules. Some of us can't work with our schedules. I'm not sure I understand that. You might want to raise up your hand and ask you questions. I'm happy to take some questions before we get. What about exams and certification, please? You don't need any certification, and that's the reason why I'm showing you these rules. So if you take a look at any of the rules that you have here, all right, you see you would never see certification. What certification do you need? SQL certificate, or Python certificate, or Apache Airflow certificate. Nobody cares about the requirements. Proven data analysis and delivery experience. Experience using Microsoft SQL, PowerShell to deliver ETL solutions. So you see, it's experience these guys are looking for. They're not looking for certificates. So you can look at the 1001 role, okay, and you see every single one of them is interested in your experience, not your certificate. Sorry, I'm wondering what this is. Access denied. All right. So you can take a look at every single role that you see here. Not a single one. Experience. Data engineering, there's no certification. Okay, see required track record of proactive and education and creation of data set, strong numerical ability to learn and adapt to change, proactive. This is desirable, not fundamental. All right. So you see a ton of other roles, data engineer, okay, data engineer / analyst. These are all roles that you can take on. 5 years experience, must have SQL, this experience, and so on. So it's experience, all right? So that's exactly what they're looking out for. So majority, 99.9% would not require, there's no certification for a data engineer. So the certificate you get from us is just to back up your experience of you working on different projects. So your role, extend, close, research, contribute, collaborate, tech stack, strong analytical mathematical, knowledge of blockchain fundamentals. This is another experience. This is another role entirely. So these are roles with different fundamentals, but we'll teach you how to navigate the job market. That's exactly what we do. We'll teach you how to, navigate it. Just I was asking, it's been a wonderful moment with you guys. Also, it's good to have you here, Joseph. Thanks for doing that. I can be among the first person. So sorry. Okay, yes, okay. So you just dropped off. Please, what did he say? Was his obstacle? I can't hear you. I don't know that. All right, so I'm just looking through the questions here. How do we get access to the tools like Power BI? Power BI is free of charge. Just go to the YouTube channel. Okay, our YouTube channel. I will send you the link. You'll get the material to show you how to download Power BI. Don't worry, it's part of the things that will teach you how to get access to. How do you get access to Power BI? I think Tenny is really concerned about Power BI. So all you need to do is just go to Power BI download. Just go to your browser and type in Power BI download. All right. Okay, you see it here. It's for free. You don't need to pay a dime for it. So download Advanced Power BI. Okay, Power BI desktop. That's what you need. And just click on download. Click on setup, download. So it's 433 MB. So it's very easy to download. Don't worry. The link is there for you to download. Okay. Recommended PC. Okay, Elijah has answered that question. Fantastic. How do I get enrolled? And all you need to do is just click on the link. All right, and you can select any course you're interested in to get started, and that's it. Okay. All right. So that's exactly what you need to do. So please, guys, if you're looking to get it started, we've walked through the curriculum, we've walked through everything. The discounts are only available for the first 20 people to register. So once you go on the platform and you click on data engineering, and you see that this price has changed from 625, which it is right now, to 750. It means that the first 20 people we've gotten the first 20 people already. All right. So now that you're seeing 625, it means the discount is still available. All right. Well, you honestly would not know when it's going to be elapsed. So if you want to take advantage, please take advantage of it right now. All right. So on that note, that's where we're going to be drawing the curtain. Okay. So if you've had a wonderful time, I really want you guys to drop a 1 in the chat. If you really had a wonderful time, okay, drop a 1 in the chat. Let me see. All right. So Tenny 1, Michael. All right. Fantastic. All right. Fantastic. Thanks a lot, guys. I really had a wonderful time also. All right. And looking forward to seeing you all in the main training program. Okay. So if you're looking to get this started, this is the best time. All right. This is the best time. Don't wait. All right. If this platform is getting you all you need to get started. See what we're able to achieve in just 1 hour. See what we're able to achieve. An end-to-end project from API using Python for the extraction, transformation, loading the data that we cleaned into a database and connecting Power BI to the database. End-to-end solution. So those are the kind of things that you'll learn in the training program and even more. All right. So if you had a wonderful time, I want you to unmute yourself and let me hear you say, yeah, yeah. Let me say you say, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Sam, my guy.
Been a wonderful time, guys.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's go. How many of you are going to, if you're going to join the program, say, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, let's go. All right, all right, all right. I had a wonderful time, guys. The past over 2 hours, past 3 hours actually now, 3 hours, 10 minutes. Okay. It shoot my time by over 1 hour. I had a wonderful experience with you guys. All right, the session is recorded. You'll get access to the recording. I want you guys to build your own project. Build it, try your hands on it. You have a couple of days to try your hands on it. Try your hands on it, see what you're able to achieve, and tell me if that is not exciting enough for you. You being able to do what other people cannot do is something that is very exciting. So take out time, try your hands on it. You get the recording, you get the materials, try your hands on it. If possible, take a screenshot, post on LinkedIn. It's free. It's a free session. Do you understand? Post on LinkedIn, tag my name to it. I want to see what you're able to build. All right. Thank you very much, guys, and have a wonderful week ahead. Okay. Cheers and bye for now. All right. So somebody's asking about a number that they can reach me on. Okay. So Ode, are you currently in any of the WhatsApp group? Are you currently on any?
No.
Okay, so you could
No.
just search me on LinkedIn. Okay, just send me a message on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to answer you.
With
So
your
my
name,
name,
right?
yes, with my name. Okay, so what I'm gonna do quickly also for people that might want to reach me. Okay, just gonna share something with you. So once you get the material, also you could just take a very quick screenshot. I'm just gonna do that now. I'm gonna go to the end of the slide. Okay. Sorry, just give me a second. Let me just bring up my PowerPoint. Okay, so what you need to do is if you want to send a message, all right, you could always send a mail to inquiries. If you want to speak to me quickly, all right, you can send them an email requesting for a chat with myself, and a link will be, we'll provide so the person will provide a link with you, or provide my phone number for us to have a one-on-one conversation. Or you could just call any of this number. If you're in Nigeria or you're in the UK, you could just send a WhatsApp message asking for my number. All right. If you want to have a call with me, you could actually just do that. So you could just take a screenshot. All right. That's easier. This is the fastest way for you to reach out to me. Okay. So either send an email, okay, or send a WhatsApp number, send a message via the WhatsApp number. Okay. Just ask that you want to speak with Ifemena. Okay, and I'll be happy to do that with you. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Does that
thanks.
make
I
sense?
appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Once you make payments, please, take advantage of the discount. Most people don't take advantage of the discount. They end up paying the full amount, but we want you to pay the discount so you can pay into two installments. Okay. And please tell your friends, your family that are looking to transition into tech space, recommend analytics. You see what we did today, free of charge. Now imagine when you pay for something. All right. Imagine when you pay. This is free. Imagine when you not pay for it. Imagine the immense learning experience you're going to be getting from it. All right. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful week ahead, and bye for now. Bye, everyone.